Hello. Hello. If it isn't us,
If it
two
isn't us.
soulmates
Oh,
torn apart.
casualty list. I know, seriously. Oh, there's my little guy. Epitaph a good Asian. Yeah. Oh, yeah, but look what happened last week.
What happened?
Just that we were separated.
Oh, yes. It left a hole in my heart.
A Stella-shaped hole.
A stella-shaped hole, which I guess would be sort of star shape.
It would be an MRI, and there's like a black burn mark. Wow.
Well, are you excited?
Well, am I excited to be with you?
Yeah.
Well, the good thing about, besides the pain, obviously, the good thing about being separated is that you come back and you have hours of content.
You know, that's what the people have been asking for.
Yeah.
Constant comments, emails, a lot of good engagement on the
Oh
socials.
yeah. How are you?
I am good.
I did send an invite to my team.
Yes, I'm 7/8 loaded, or maybe 5/6.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
It's so because it's hardcore, it takes that much longer, I guess.
Oh my, yeah.
Hardcore. Oh, there we go. Let's see what you look like.
Oh yeah, I went to go. I don't know if I have anything. Let's see.
Oh,
I'm
Yes,
not big
I
on
went
chatting up the customer. Is it legal? I mean, if it's illegal, I
with
can
a
get no
black
problem.
character
But if it's legal,
design,
I'll need you to
and I
file
like
requisition form
the short
1348 or
cut crop.
1348 9. You can grab
I
I
those off
enjoy
can't
from
it.
see
there.
my own face, unfortunately, but oh, I guess I can look at my loadout.
Yes.
Yeah, hopefully she'll make it okay. I have to think about what I should call her. Monique, maybe?
Monique with a K.
With
That
a
would be
K.
fun.
I don't know if anyone spells it like that,
In the
but
future.
yeah, maybe in the future. Well, I've yet to see some more. I've been waiting on people. They're thinking maybe Sunday to see it.
Okay.
So hopefully after then I'll be able to chat with you. I was interested that your mother asked, is she interested in, or does she just want my opinion?
I'm sure she wants your opinion. We watched it last night together, and she had
Oh,
a.
how? Is
They
it streaming?
no, they drove up to Mansfield. We went to
Oh,
Patriots Place, Gillette Stadium. There's a theater there,
oh wow. You
and
saw it for a second time.
yes,
That's not your uh de facto mode.
no, not even for movies that I like want to see again. I'm like, ah, I'll just wait.
Yeah.
But this one, I think it's just because it's such a theater experience, which I didn't expect, but a lot of it is the sound. It's a very
Oh,
loud movie, and even in a
good to
standard
know.
theater,
I'll
um,
bring my
your headphone,
earplugs.
yeah,
Well, I normally have earplugs just in case, but
yeah. Um, but at the end of it, at the end of it, the first gentleman leaned over and said that movie filled me with angst.
oh no.
And the mayor, every time there was a gunshot, she flinched,
Oh my gosh.
and I think she had a pretty strong reaction to it. She was like, "Okay, I just need to relax
Wow.
now."
I like thinking about your father using the word angst.
Yeah, you
It's
don't.
not a word that I would expect coming out of his mouth. And he didn't chuckle after he said that?
I mean, yeah, kind of. He always has that
Okay.
little,
Because
you know,
sometimes he says something and then he chuckles.
yeah,
But
yeah.
wow, interesting. How did you get anything out of the second go?
I actually appreciated the lead performances a little bit more. I don't want to
Okay.
get too into it, but yeah, I really,
Kirsten
really,
Dunst wise? Or just
yes.
the main
That's
four people, I guess. Or is it three?
I really liked Even more so, Kirsten Dunst and Kaylee Spain's
Okay.
performance the second time around. I wasn't really expecting what they were doing the first time. Um, yeah, just very, very intense movie. I wouldn't. If only you lived here, I would probably see it a third time.
Would you?
Yeah.
Wow, I don't own any cards. That's very sad.
No, I probably do because you know. Oh no, I don't. I must have been a
No,
glitch last time that I had all my stuff.
no, that's
Phalanx,
cool.
huh?
I decided to do something different. We'll see how long Monica lasts. But also that'll help against the androids because my shield will
Oh
block them.
yeah. God, that was
Oh boy. Well,
crazy.
that's exciting. Yeah, I will have to. I'll let you know. I'm thinking about maybe seeing Ungentlemanly Warfare tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Because you love Alan
Um,
Richardson.
I do love Alan Richardson, and I also, I mean, even more than that, I love Henry Cavill.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, so we'll see about that. I mean, I haven't seen a trailer. I've only seen commercials,
Hmm.
and I mean, they seem unhinged. Henry Cavill seems unhinged. So yeah, who knows what to expect? But I thought, oh, maybe I'll see a movie on my own since these people are taking so long about Civil War. But
Um,
yeah,
yeah, you should just go for it.
yeah. Oh boy. Well, I had funnily enough, a phone interview today, and I have a phone interview on Friday.
Wow.
Isn't that
Okay.
interesting? Still pumping out things. So obviously the big update, I say obviously because you know, um, is I got a job offer.
Dun dun dun.
I know, to teach full time at school in Baltimore.
Wow.
So people ask how I'm feeling, and I say, quite honestly, there's relief mixed with a healthy amount of anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think I've already talked with you. Baltimore wasn't really on my radar, so there's that.
Yeah.
Positive is I'll have a winter, which I do like. Positive is I'm closer to things like you and
The most important
uh,
thing.
the city, New York
Uh-huh.
City. Well, it won't be. Maybe it'll be 8 hours. No, it'll probably be. I should actually see how long it would be for Amtrak from Baltimore
Uh,
to
I looked. It was 12.
Baltimore to Providence.
Yes.
How?
Because it's like south west of New York, actually, which was about 10. Or no, 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 sorry. That was 10 for you coming from Charlottesville. Um,
Yeah,
I mean, I could have had some wrong data inputted, but yeah, it said 12.
12. So I. It's going
Oops.
to sound offensive. I don't fully believe. I think there might have been, if only because it just like common sense wise doesn't make sense. If it
Right,
takes me
just the
10 hours
distance.
from Charlottesville, yeah, I should be shaving off time. So
Well, I
I'll
don't
have to
know.
check.
It might not be
I
a
don't know.
direct. I mean, I don't know.
Oh no. Oh no. But I thought there was a Baltimore stop that I went past.
Hmm.
Uh-oh. Well, I'll have to do research. Wow. I mean, my heart thumps the fact that you already looked it up.
Well, that's my part of this, isn't it? Your proximity.
Yeah. Um, and anxiety would be teaching 5 classes, which I've done. I've taught 6 classes, but 5 different classes, 5 different preps. That's a lot of work.
Hmm.
So that's something that that's not going to change, but I do want to ask the people that the hiring to maybe give me a freebie the first year and not require extracurricular coaching
Yeah.
because that's like a big thing if you are also doing something and I feel like can you give me 1 year to like just acclimate myself to 5 different preps. So I plan on talking about that when yeah, because I have no idea. They've offered this job and no salary has been stated at
Right.
all. No, range or anything. So that's like it's a big what if.
When are you gonna find out?
Whenever I have this meeting, which I
Oh,
emailed and
right,
said, hey, I got your voicemail, and yeah, asked when that would be the best time.
right. So what would be the number that would be like a no go?
Yeah, so if you recall, I asked that lady that was walking me around how much she was paying for rent,
Mm-hmm.
and she said 1900, and then I asked, oh, do you live alone? She said, no, with my boyfriend. So I mean, what would that actually be? 950. Um, technically, if you have two incomes, or 850.
Right.
And so I found recently a breakdown percentage wise of how much like expenditures um, kind of come from your income.
Mm-hmm.
And this said 50% should go to your rent, which is high. I was talking with my dad about this. I'm like, do you think that makes sense? And then 20%, shoot, what was it? Well, because there's still 20%, I think, is retirement. And then the other stuff is like kind of other expenditures. So if 1900, let's round up to 2000,
Mm-hmm.
then hopefully 4000 a month. But what I would like is 60 to 65,
Okay.
which would be 5000 a month, which would give me like a cushion so I wouldn't feel like basically what I felt like now with my four jobs.
Right. Gotcha.
Because city living, I think, is obviously going to be more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So that is, that's where I am. I mean, that's the other number I'm hoping for. I don't know. I could be pleasantly surprised, or I could get a low number and then um, try to negotiate.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I've never done
Yeah.
something like that, but I think it's a lot more plausible than I would imagine.
Yeah, well, I didn't know that such a culture existed. I was like, I thought it was you get what you get and you don't make it
Right.
fit kind of thing, you know? And right out of college, I'm offered 30,000 and boy, does that seem great to me. And then
There
I
you go.
found out that I was like under
Yeah.
by what I should have been later on. But then a friend of mine said, "Oh, I negotiated to get in." I'm like, what? So sorry, what?" Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. So yes, lots to consider. Um, my dad, I called him today and talking about it, and he said, I don't love. He was, congratulations. I don't love that it's Baltimore, but
Yeah, that's the sticking point. I mean,
yeah, I think it could be okay. I texted Tom because he went to Loyola, Maryland, and which is literally down the street from Friends, and I said, "Did you enjoy it there?" And he said, "I did." So, I think, and it's a change, so I think it's what you make it going in. So I think having a positive attitude about it. Um, and there's always, I was thinking, well, if I can't run outside, maybe I invest in a treadmill or something, I don't know. But come up with
that vitamin
something.
D.
Oh, and then someone actually, I can't remember who I was talking to because I was telling her about this. Like, I just don't know because someone told me one street's fine and the next street's not fine. She said, was it her brother that they were like running groups and so they knew all the good routes. I'm like, okay, so there's always like if you think hard enough, there's always some sort of way you can have a solution, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be true in any place nearly. Where would the closest like soccer stadium be?
Yeah, thank you for asking that.
That's why you got into this mess.
I, what'd you say?
That's the whole reason you got into this mess.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one of those things that I really wanted.
Hmm.
So there are, I think Spirit would be closest, which is DC.
Okay.
Um,
Oof.
I think also though, if I wanted to commit to a slightly longer drive, I could do New York, New Jersey, Gotham.
Okay.
And I wouldn't, because with Washington Spirit, I have to do 495 every time. But at least with New York, New Jersey, I'm out of that mess already, and I'm just going north a little bit. So, and I feel like I have more an emotional connection with them than Washington Spirit, just with the players that are on there. So
Yeah.
potentially, but I also thought of that. Yeah.
Well, it's an exciting time.
It is an exciting time. Will it warm the dark cockles of your heart to know that you and the mayor, because you're on the same text chain, were the second people that I told?
Whoa.
I know.
Does Big D even know?
Big D does know, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad-ish.
I felt, to a certain extent, I owed it to the mayor because, I mean, she has been, obviously, I would say this to her in person, but just really lovely and constantly texting, like, Indeed job postings and saying things like, it's my job for you to get a job, and just, yeah, I mean, it's meant a lot.
Aw. Jeez.
Never seen so much acid in one bug. Where did these come from?
I forgot that I have the regular turret on my back, not the flame turret. I kept putting it in front of the bugs. Yeah, it's like a whole different strategy. Okay, well that was item 1.
Item
That was a
1.
big one. That was a doozy.
That was a big one. I thought I would start with a positive item.
Uh-oh.
Oh man. Well, I do want to talk to you about. Remember the drama that was happening in the foreign language department?
Yes.
Oh, so yeah, because I was texting you when it was happening, but now I can just vocalize all of the stuff that was going on.
Yes.
So, oh, who's here? Where is he?
Top of the stairs.
Donde está?
Donde
Is he
está?
upstairs?
Look,
Oh yeah,
here,
he might
take
be up here. No! Yay. Of course, I befriended this guy that,
Uh-oh.
didn't really have, I mean, he says he doesn't have any friends, so let's just take him at his word. And I know there are issues between him and, the other Spanish teachers. I don't get involved in anything, but technically I suppose I'm involved just by listening to what he has to say, but I just don't add to it.
Right.
I do say things like, is there any way to reconcile? I try to give some things or have a conversation with a mediary. But he's not about it. So if anyone accuses me of anything, I can literally say I've never said a bad word about any of these people because I just sit there. And he's also paranoid because I think I talked to you about that I call him Richard Nixon. Because he'll say something and I'm like, okay, Richard, and he'll chuckle about it, but literally, yes. Okay, so anyways, I was going to give him a hard time because he left school right after the bell and he doesn't normally do that. And are we doing that thing where we split the catwalk again?
I think that seems to work.
Okay.
This thing's been idle a long while. It's gonna take time to movement.
And he beckons me over before I can even say anything. And he's like, read this email. And so I start reading this. Oh, where'd that come from? I start reading this email, and it starts off by saying from his next door neighbor that he seems to have the most problems with. A student came up to me and said that I heard you and Mr. Bleep, I won't use names here, have beef. And then it kind of goes on and, I guess asking, it's been a while since I've read that email, but to this point of, have you been saying things in class, etc.? Maybe, that's not the best thing. And then writing back and saying that he does not bring her name up in class unless it has to do with, oh my, don't do it. Don't do it, mister. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh shoot. I'm just trying to switch my weapon. Oh my gosh. Oh, oh, oh.
Whoa!
I know, I'm in a real bad way.
Well, this
I don't
usually
think I
works.
can do Lancer. I just feel really weak.
Yeah, I guess that's the problem. We're so used to being powerful.
Yeah, or knowing my capabilities. Oh my
Right.
gosh, I can't believe I lost that much health.
So ashamed.
Um, yeah, I am ashamed.
Follow-up engineering team to get that mess fixed.
Um,
Grabbing ammo.
so, asking if there's truth
Heading
in
out
all
toward the
that. So
port.
he's saying, like I said, I don't bring you up unless it's about Spanish. I know you're a popular teacher. And he had it one line after that, like he wouldn't go after someone, especially like someone so popular. And it said like, I'm not stupid. And I was like, you need to delete that. And he like stood there and I was like, listen, I know what you're getting at. I know that you really mean this, but this is not going to help matters. Cause I was like trying to keep his tones neutral or neutral positive to not make things worse. And he said he was going to CC the principal. And then later on, after I had thought about everything, I was like, you should probably also tell your department chair since it's within her department, which he later did. And so in the email, she also used the word misogynist.
Right.
And I cannot recall. Oh my gosh, what's going on? And why?
That went up a little bit.
You provoked it?
I provoked it.
Ay,
I gave it
okay.
some left-wing commentary it was
I
not ready
guess.
to hear.
It seems like it, yeah. But once I got there, I did kind of make a cringe. Hey, I'm one of those people in the front line of like, yeah, let's do it. Let's say sexism and misogyny and everything. But when you drop that, like, that's pretty serious in my opinion. Because this has gone from, he says they have beef to him like saying really
Got
bad
another swarm
things
brewing. Bring
Right.
out the heavy shit.
about
This is
her.
gonna get spicy.
And like I said, like he'll say to me, I've never met a more conniving person in my life, but he is not calling her a bitch to my face. Like he's not, even though he's angry and doesn't trust her, like that's the extent of what he says. And it didn't seem in line, like as you read the email, like where did that even come from? Question mark. So, helped him write his little email and he sent it off. She, funnily enough, was not there that day, which I also thought was odd. And so I came the next day, I was like, oh, how did that turn out? And he didn't hear anything from her. For one thing, if it were that sort of situation, I guess you want a paper trail. But
Yeah.
I thought to myself, I would prefer to have a face-to-face conversation if that were true and bring in my department chair.
Yeah.
But I guess that was not the way. And he's like, this was totally calculated. She knows I get in at 8 a.m. and I read my email and it came in at 8 a.m. and she wasn't there. And I was like, sir, you're spiraling. I told him not to spiral. And he also said, you know what? I don't think there's a student. I think this is all her trying to get rid of me. I'm like, this is really extreme. If that's true, like he is maniacal.
Yeah.
So I really tried to talk him off the ledge. I don't know that anything has come from it. um, yeah,
Wow.
but that's the
Well, as soon as
drama
he
there.
starts talking
He's
about,
trying to get another job as well.
oh, that's a good idea. But
Yeah,
obviously, you know how hard that is.
I know. Yeah, so he'll tell me about what
I have
he's
completed
doing,
my analysis.
what he's applying
2
to and
weeks
stuff
ago,
like that.
the
But
mainframe on Deck 41
yeah,
was
he
accessed
tells me all these like
manually by Dr.
historical things
Honecker.
that
Grabbing ammo.
to back up his
Marines,
claim
get to the
that this is
4th lift.
all
Big freight elevator goes all the way up the main tower.
choreographed and she's tried to get rid of him before.
Yeah.
So he'll give me evidence to prove that. But yeah, so spiraling. So hold on to that, the spiraling, and tell me if
Okay.
I spiral once I get to the next one. I really, part of me like wants to ask the other people because again, I don't talk to them at all. Like, is there a chance of reconciling? But I think my smarter self is like, don't even get more involved. I think that I listen to him is even beyond what I should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I've decided to be smart about this and not do that. Where was it? Over here?
Right here.
Yo, you're over here.
Oh, wow.
Bugs. Oh, it's over there. How strange.
Oh boy. So I think that's mostly it. I do like the department chair. I think is very neutral, which is great. I think she's told me like this department has issues but she'll, defend him because someone called him out in a completely like, different capacity. And she said that's a load of crap. So in front of the other Spanish teacher, I thought, oh, I wonder if she's listening to the defense. But yeah, I don't know. It just makes me sad because foreign language department was so close.
Right.
So just to see another one that is, yeah. Can I get some ammo? For some reason, this build has such low ammo. Like, I don't know. So I'm gonna go. You're staying here?
I'll stay.
Okay.
I'll be
They
waiting for
might
you.
wake the
On your
nest.
toes,
Oh
Fireteam.
no, they're already coming.
There, in the dust.
88 and 56. That's nuts.
88. What's 88? Oh, your
88
ammo.
for my handgun. Yeah, and then 56 for my shotgun.
Wow.
I know, it's not a lot. That's all. Oh, I think that's all I have to say about that. I just wanted to speak it aloud.
That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, the drama.
It really does sound like the last days of the Nixon administration.
I told you. Paranoia.
He's gonna start wiretapping our office.
Oh gosh. Yeah, he did say something about recording.
No.
And then he said, I know what you're thinking. And I'm like, yes, because he records conversations. When like an administrator comes in, he records.
Oh
So
my
nothing can
word.
be used against him. I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh, sir. Okay, so then we get to, let's call this the main event. So on the weekend, I had a combined bridal shower and bachelorette party. And
So
originally it should
lucky.
have just been the shower.
Uh-huh.
And the bachelorette was in 2 weeks, I think, the weekend. And then there was some snafu with the sisters' prom actually being in 2 weekends, and so they had to combine it. So I'm already I'm not looking forward to it, let's just say that, because that's just a lot. And you also lose a weekend.
Yes.
And then of course that was when I found out I didn't get the job in Charlotte, so I'm just like not in the best mood. I actually had fun at the shower, so I enjoyed that. The
I'm gonna shortcut you through the refinery
Bachelorette,
before.
oh no,
Get
do
a
we have
nice
to
view
go?
too.
Oh,
You're
we're okay.
welcome.
The Bachelorette, it was okay. I think part of the problem was like where my seating was, so I didn't really have anyone to talk to. Um, and like the people I would have talked to were just farther away, so that was my own fault. And I just felt like a divide. I mean, I'm a decade plus older than these people, you know. I begged off staying over, because I thought, you know what, I don't really need to. And the majority of the stuff I'll catch at night anyways. Like in the morning, people will just have breakfast and leave, so I don't feel like I won't have FOMO or anything. And I can use my tutoring as an excuse to get out of there. So some things happened. Uh, I guess I'll go sequentially with what happened.
Okay.
Things that were said that caused much alarm, to use a phrase of
You were
yours.
much alarmed.
Much alarm! Okay, first, I find out that, so there are 4 children in that family. Ellie is the second oldest. The third oldest is a male and he married last year, his wife, in a very nonchalant way, was telling me that her husband has control of all of their finances and he has to give her money in order to go buy stuff. And he will do like just a specific amount. And so I must have made a face at this when I'm told that he has control of all of our finances. Because she quickly, which I also find that people surrounding this family are doing, I don't know if it's this generation, but let's just say this family, they explain or excuse the male's behavior. Like that's their immediate thing. So I must have made a face because she said she quote unquote has a spending habit. But she will calculate exactly what she needs and then get something, like she had to get lingerie. So she got something a little bit cheaper than the money that she had so she could get something for herself.
Oh my god.
Okay. I saw her last night at Michael's and I said, "Oh, did Michael give you money?" And she said, "I just got paid. It hasn't gone into the account yet." I was like, okay. So for me, number one, to be quite frank, when you have control over, when one person has control over everyone's finances in the family, that is technically financial abuse. And number two, if she has these deceptions, clearly somewhere inside of her, she knows that maybe it's not right. Would you agree?
I would agree.
Like she has to well, yeah, let's use that word. She has to come up with these like situations. She has to secretly do stuff. I'm like, okay. Later on that night, I guess it's not technically sequential, but we'll just stay with the same person. There was a song on, I don't know, it had language in it. I don't remember who it was. And she said, "I'm not allowed to listen to this music." But when he's not home, like basically, all bets are off, that kind of thing. And again, that's quite interesting there. I also think it's hypocritical because on the way up, they were riding with me. She was talking about seeing X and Pearl with him, and I was like, so she can't listen to bad music, but they can watch a horror film that's also based off of, or like the central theme is pornography.
Yeah.
So I don't know about that. Any thoughts so far? Because I'm about to move on to a different character in the drama.
There's more in this Tennessee Williams. I would agree with you. I think I would have also made a face, but because I'm Asian, it's a little bit harder to read.
Oh my!
I mean, I just feel like I've read so many things, like in books by Rebecca Solnit, or even just on Reddit, of like women who've come through things like that, and were like, I cannot believe I let him get away with so much when we were in a relationship. He is now my ex, and I am a much different person now. Like, there's just no way that's going to be tenable long term.
Well, isn't that too bad? They're married.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately that's just how it is, and they're going to have some uncomfortable conversations because she's not going to be like that forever. He will be, unless he's told otherwise. But yeah.
Have I ever told you that she was underage when he started dating her?
No, that is not good.
Yeah, so she's 17, and he's either 19 or 20.
Oh, well, yeah.
I mean, it's not bad, but I'm just saying that she is really young. So when you're saying she won't be this way forever, I'm like, oh, I don't know. What's the kind of the maturity? I don't know if this is like the conservative side or is it also the conservative Christian side? Like, where's he getting this idea? this kid also, when I made a comment one dinner when I was invited over there and said something, I was in a conversation, but basically made the point of like, well, you know, women have it more difficult than men. He said, really?
That's not the appropriate reaction to like
I
that.
guess he had no idea. In which
Uh,
case I'm like, what are you learning? I mean,
Nothing.
the parents, I'm not too surprised. I mean, the mother, I would not consider a feminist.
Right.
Um, so,
That's amazing.
ah,
Really? Wow,
yeah.
I never heard of such a thing.
Isn't that crazy?
It's like going to the Twilight Zone.
Is
Oh,
it behind us? Well, this guy came behind us.
yeah, I didn't like it. Also, I'm out of
I didn't
bullets.
either.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Getting battered.
No. I'm using my shield to protect me. Oh, good, 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 good. Monica's not. She's she's
Monique.
definitely a green recruit. So the other thing, and this is the theme, this will be my big question at the end. Well, two questions is, am I spiraling? And which you will agree right now that I'm not with this particular anecdote, but it's the next one. It's the next situation that's really the big one.
Okay.
Oh, look at that.
Alpha had the
We could
most
go
damage.
immediately to the campaign, but we wouldn't have our things, would we?
Right.
Honecker is somewhere
Yeah, I don't know
among
why
the
they
Tempest
decided to do
mainframe
that.
decks. Looks like he's been
Yeah.
searching for a safe place to hide from all the Xenos aboard.
And the other
Our mission
question
hasn't
is,
changed. Find
why
him,
am
get him
I
out
the only
alive.
one alarmed? Okay, because it seems like no one's listening
Mm-hmm.
or like hearing what's being said, which concerns me. And so I've been thinking a lot about that. No one spoke up, so maybe, and I didn't speak up either, because I just felt like I'm the only one that's hearing what these people are saying, and I'm alarmed. And is this going to create complete tonal shift if I all of a sudden say, "Excuse me, can you say that again?" Which I really wanted to do, and she said, "I'm not allowed to listen to this music." You are like 19 now. I don't know. Okay. Oh, I should go get some more consumables. And I wonder if I can level up anything.
I
Loadout.
can't.
Yeah, I don't have anything. I don't know. I was trying to do something special, you know. Trying to step outside my wheelhouse.
Uh-huh. And you were
But
punished for it.
yeah, and I
All
just feel like
requisitions come
down
with
the
free food.
line, am I gonna
I
get
got an
myself into
assload piled
trouble?
in the back.
Right?
Nobody
That's
gets it.
that's what I'm scared for.
I guess I
I don't
didn't
know.
use any consume. Oh, these ones. Well, that's. I like to have a sniper rifle for the synth level, but I feel like if you're not upgrading it the whole time, it's really an investment.
Oh gosh, yeah, I know. Maybe I should just be recon. At least I know that one a bit better.
Hmm. Recon.
Pulse rifle. That
I
one's got,
can't
yeah,
use it.
sniper. 'Cause at least the pup, I can do my pups.
Right.
I just don't feel comfortable. I felt really low and incapable. Uh,
Like me.
what?
Just in general, though.
Best friend. Let's see what else we've got in here. Or drone pup. This
This guy's head here.
anything else? Nothing. What does this do? Pups. That's your footage one. 15%. Oh, that's not bad. All enemies shot by your team's weapons are briefly revealed.
Hmm.
Oh, that's all I have. Jeez. No guns. I thought we got all the things we bought. Oh, I guess I'd have to buy it if I really wanted it.
Got some modifiers, but yeah, not a lot.
will give Monica as a recon
Okay.
a go. And then let's see if I have any 269, so I can get some challenge cards. And by some, I mean 3. Brink of Death, it'll kick some in meds evac, so all bad.
No
All
retro.
bad. Yeah. You know I love that.
If there's anything you're all about, it's that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
How may I
Whoops.
assist?
Oh, that's weird.
This is Monica.
This is Monica. Are you ready to see Monica?
Ah, cool.
I feel like what you're describing is sort of like the movie Get Out.
Honecker is somewhere
Oh
in
my gosh.
mainframe decks. Looks like he's been searching for a safe place to hide from all the Xenos aboard. Our mission hasn't changed. Find him, get him out alive.
Time to get Honecker.
Or Stepford Wives,
Yeah,
for sure.
the remake.
The remake. Oh gosh, with Nicole Kidman. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of those movies. I just know that that one was particularly disliked.
Yes. Okay, so here we go. Now, I guess I will give you the anecdotes and then I'll say, remember when I said this.
Callbacks. Okay.
So, I don't pretend to like the guy that my good friend is marrying. Okay. So, I've not been,
You are who
I've
you
been
are.
very open about it. So, my main red flag that I was waving wildly was there was a game that Shy had. She asked a bunch of questions. She sent the questions in advance to him, and he answered them. And then she would ask Ellie, and she would give the responses.
Mhm.
It could either be things like from his perspective on her, so like what did you notice first, that sort of thing. How well he knows her, or then like who would ... So like who would survive
Sure.
in an apocalypse, something like that.
Yeah.
So there were like 3
You out
phases
there?
of the game.
Staff Sergeant Herrera, Colonial Marines.
So everyone was oohing and awing at his responses, okay? And I just was
In a radio dead zone. Patch into the local
rolling
network.
my eyes without rolling my eyes because I didn't need to cause any sort of issue.
Right.
But I stayed silent. So my main issue is I should have done my pup. There they are. Oh no. I don't even know what this pup does. I like the other ones better. What even does this do?
Points out your allies.
There was a question that who apologizes
Honecker,
first?
you read?
Uh-huh.
And she said, I do.
Listen, to get to me, you'll have
And
to go
he
through the network
said
security
he does, which he found very interesting. She even said, oh, interesting, like scoffed, rolled her eyes, that sort of thing. To finish that, she said, sometimes I have to make him say the words, I'm sorry. Again, am I the only one hearing this? Okay, this is not, when someone says sometimes, that says to me repeated behavior. Because I always think there's a fluke, you know? But no one's going to say, oh, there was this one time we had this really big argument and he did not say I'm sorry. Like, no one's going to bring up the one time because it's been resolved and it's not repeated behavior. But if someone is saying sometimes,
I locked down the deck.
that
The override's network security on
oh
the
my
opposite.
gosh, I've been like stewing over this for a long time. Do you remember that, maybe I haven't told you this, that she told me that she cries during their arguments?
I don't think you've told me that.
Okay. So imagine me putting those two together, because not only is someone crying during an argument, which I don't know if that's normal or not. I ask some people if they cry when they argue with their boyfriend.
Is everything okay?
Um,
I heard gunfire.
but now you're also telling me that
Bottom of a
if
combat
you're
booth.
crying and you have to make him say the words "I'm sorry," like that's even worse. Dude, someone with tears. So
Yes.
I've like thought this to death. It's really been bothering me this whole week.
Oh, I'm glad you're
This
here.
is why I
I
asked
can
you,
see
of
all the
course, what
monitors
would you
now.
think if you had to make someone say the words "I'm sorry"?
Xenomorphs.
Mm.
Heading to you.
Which we already had that
Let us
discussion.
handle it.
I, have strong feelings about apologies and forgiveness and things like that. But I don't. So I was talking with Donovan about this, and he wanted an example of a
Of course.
situation. Yeah, I know. And I was like, so I gave him something. And he said, what that says to me is the other person doesn't value your feelings.
Mm. The love doctor.
Um, what'd you say?
The love doctor.
The love doctor, yeah. Do you have any thoughts on this particular anecdote?
Well, I think the cherry on top is that he thinks he apologizes more.
I know. And she, like, yeah, like a lot of her answers, I felt like were probably the more legitimate answers.
Yeah.
Because of that, one of the questions was, "What did you notice about her first?" And she's like, "Oh, he's gonna say my butt." And he says, "Oh, her smile and her kindness." And she again rolls her eyes, because I think he was like very much trying to show, I don't know, put on a good form,
Yeah.
to be honest, which makes sense that you would probably do that. But her reactions to it show me, oh, this was actually the more legitimate answer.
Right.
Um, Trying to think of what else. During the shower? Was it the shower? No, I think it was during this. She revealed, apparently he's like really messy. And she said that it's not, clothes is one thing, but garbage, I guess. And she said there's only one place for garbage to to go. And I
On the
thought,
lawn.
what is he? Did you say on the lawn?
Isn't that right?
Yes, just like that. And I thought, are we dealing with, I mean, what's going on? Is this just a maturity situation? Is there trash? So now I'm just envisioning my friend post marriage,
Mm.
doing her double shifts as a nurse, because
Oh boy.
he's only doing school,
Wow.
but she's been working more shifts
Right. The
to afford the
holidays are
wedding
going
and things like that.
very differently.
She's cleaning up after him like this. Is
Sorry.
that what life is going to be like?
Right.
Have you seen a gray striped zebra?
What was another answer?
Correct.
Oh,
No.
I already knew that
I've been down to the
she,
surface. Did you make any
would kind
arrests?
of go to bat for him or
Can't discuss
excuse him, because she
operations
did
on
that
an enchanted
during
hub.
our thing that happened,
Right.
trying to explain him like he didn't
Of
mean
course.
it. One of the questions was, "What's your love language?" And I knew this answer because it had come up before, like last year when I was with her and Jacob and Shy. And she said words of affirmation, and he said physical touch, and she was like gaslighting herself into being, oh well, maybe it is physical touch.
Oh my
And
god.
I'm like, what's going on? What's happening here? And she called herself, she said, I can be needy, which again, I've been doing lots of Googling, like psychological Googling, articles and things like that. Um, and one of the things I read today was like, if someone considers themselves needy, it's because like their partner made them feel that way.
Right.
So she said that I can be needy, and sometimes I'll ask for like a hug or a kiss, and he won't like want to give it, but he'll like begrudgingly give it to her,
What a
which
nice guy.
yeah, I just don't know. So then the last question was, um, who would survive in the apocalypse? And he said, I would. And so you could leave it there. You could leave it there. Remember, he's doing all these cutesy answers. Everyone's oohing and ahhing. He doesn't, though. He says she has no athletic ability, no survival skills, and no outdoor skills.
Wow.
And I thought to myself, that's the real guy right there. That's the real guy showing his true colors. So anyways, as I've been thinking about this obviously this entire week. I wondered if, am I spiraling like Richard? Like Richard Nixon with these connections and things? Because again, I was the only one, I didn't chat with anyone. I didn't go up to him and be like, "What'd you think about the fact that he can't say the words I'm sorry?" Um, I don't know. Do you have, as an outside observer, do you have any thoughts
Um,
on what you've heard?
yeah, I mean, being on the outside, I feel like if I saw him and the way he carried himself as he said these things, I might feel it more viscerally. But as it stands, yeah, it's hard to say. When Gracie and her husband, Jake from State Farm, did this sort of game,
Oh
uh,
yeah.
I feel like their answers were were kind of like picture perfect, like what you would want to have
Uh,
happen.
yeah.
This one does seem a bit not ideal. Not that this is like the ultimate test of marriage, but it is something, right? I mean, it's how well do you know your partner? How truthful are
Yeah.
you going to be? And then how, I mean, if you're willing to be a little bit too truthful, like that kind of also says something. God, I keep running out of bullets.
Oh, I got some stuff here. There you go.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Exploding
Yeah,
Xenos.
yeah. I don't know. It's, yeah, the
Just
apology,
beats
and
everything.
then just thinking about the fact that
Still died to bullet
he
impact.
said
Marines, cut the
about
cord.
the crying now, it just seems like it's even worse.
Yeah. I mean,
And
I
I
would
just don't know
definitely.
that she, like, inwardly, like, does she hear what she's saying? And again, she explains these things away, and because I've asked questions, and it's like, well, no, no, it's not what you think. And I'm just like, isn't this what a victim of abuse said? Like, they're explaining until you can really, I mean, not all, I don't want to generalize, but, isn't that typical?
Yeah.
I'm just worried. Like, I don't want to catastrophize and be like, I'm afraid that there's going to be abuse in this relationship. But with these, I just,
Well, it's hard not to be concerned for your friend.
yeah,
Um, I mean, is there a world where they separate at any point, like after the marriage?
probably.
Working
I don't,
Joes.
given
Those Seegson robots?
Yeah, well,
the
Seegson used to
family
belong to
upbringing,
Tech.
because that's what I wonder. Like, is this a family thing that there's just stuff that's been ingrained in them?
Right.
All of them, and they have like these toxic traits are coming out that are being tied, I think, to Christianity. Because of course, I asked her about, well, what are you going to do with this submission thing? Um, they've done one counseling session with the pastor of the church she grew up with, which is a conservative branch of the presbytery. And I had suggested, when she was thinking that they were going to get engaged, I was like, why don't you do a Christian, your pastor, and then also a secular one, so you can have like different viewpoints.
Yeah.
And she was immediate. She was like, "Yeah, that's a good idea." But now it's like about money, and it's not a priority. They've only done one session, and she's even saying, like, "I'd like to do, but there's not a lot of time." I feel like this is something you should prioritize over flowers. If money is the issue, or drop some guests off the guest list or something. Um,
Yeah. I mean, obviously, she
yeah.
doesn't think there's as much of a problem as you do, but
No,
yeah.
no, because yeah, I don't really know how to. I can't anymore. I just don't. I just
Right.
don't offer any, because I think that's it. Um, no. Donovan asked if I would stand up during the whole. Would you?
Oh my
Would
God,
you?
no.
And I told him. Well, I was talking with my mom about that. I said, if I did that, that would be the end of
Right.
everything. I would have no
Yeah.
connection with
A
that family
social
whatsoever.
outcast as well
But
in your
she was telling
community.
me how, I
My
believe that
God.
she was saying, I'd have to do research, that that's more of a Jane Eyre situation if there's like a legal issue rather than a kind of a societal one.
Yeah.
So I don't think he would do any good to do it.
Nuts. Oh my God.
But yeah, it's interesting. And I look around because I kind of battle with myself in a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. And, like, is there something wrong with me? Because everyone seems to really like this guy. But I also think, but
So,
wait,
what
no
the
one's
hell's
in an
between you and
intimate
DER
relationship with
125
him.
zeros?
Because
Right.
the friends are going to see him in one way. And she's telling me these things, not necessarily, unless it's kind of a grace way where you do actually see that there's an issue because you're voicing it. Um, oh, this thing. Are
Oh
we staying
crap.
back here? Oh, you already left.
We can stay back.
And I can drop some ammo and such.
Yeah.
Did you want, what did we do last time? We went room to room, or?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
So it was a lab
Oh.
hazard.
You'll have to cut the refrigerant to reach me.
Okay, well, I guess I'll
Let's
speed
put
it
up-
up
Valve.
over
Toss the
here.
wheel in a
Yeah.
side room. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oop.
I don't know. I wish they, okay. It was a prowler that was not going down. I wish it weren't such a short engagement, you know? And I know it's technically living in sin, but, you know, she's already there technically. I wish that they would live together, and then I feel like you'd get a good idea of,
Oh, they
you
don't
know,
live
what
together?
that partnership would be. No.
Mm.
No, I mean, she's sleeping over there and everything, but she doesn't want to, quote unquote, pal around with him for 2 years until he finishes his degree. And then, yeah, I didn't want to do that. I'm like, you know what? I don't know what to say. Like, you're already far gone, you might as well just do this whole thing. But yeah, it's not my life.
And
So we're at the point now, of course, where I have great concerns. I cannot do anything about it. I think I just have to separate myself. I am hoping
Now your lungs won't freeze on the way
for
in.
the best.
Already getting red hot in there.
But I won't be there. I will not be there to, like,
God.
you know, help out. I
Right.
don't know, is there someone she's gonna go to? Because who can I even tell?
Yeah.
To be like, hey, can you watch out
Mm-hmm.
for these sorts of things?
Grabbing
Mm.
ammo.
Yeah, I don't know.
Patching up.
It would be nice if you had somebody to agree with you.
I know. Well, luckily I do. It's Claire.
Oh, okay.
Because she witnessed what happened at the wedding. She, unprovoked by me, said, kind of manhandled Ellie, which is not the thing you want to hear.
No, not really.
Okay? He's a large guy. He's over 6 feet tall.
Wow.
So there's nothing, she would not be able to do anything. So this is like where a lot of fears come into play.
Right.
I guess I lost track with that whole like Christian thing, but I did ask her about, what are your ideas about the submission, which I think comes from James, just, you know, wives, submit to your husband, that sort of thing. And she sent me a website to like explain her thoughts, because she said she wasn't explaining it well. But from her point of view, it was like she will defer to this guy more often than not in conversations. And that's not, you know,
Why?
yeah.
Like, why? Oh my God.
Yeah, people have, that is a very controversial, a biblical passage that, you know, I've heard so many interpretations of it. So, yeah, I don't know. Just, I guess, yeah, if she has her own thoughts on something and he has his, then she'll go his way. I'm like, so he's the tiebreaker in a two-way thing. I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So Claire, so I can tell Claire these things, and I was telling her about the apology, and she's like, that's a red flag.
I like your impression of her. Just goes slightly up an octave.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, I would agree.
Yeah.
And also, we saw what happens when you defer your financial life. I mean,
Oh, wow.
how far could you be?
I just don't even know. How do you think that came around? Because there's no way that she would have been like, Michael, I think you should be in charge. Well, maybe she did. I don't know. Maybe I think you should be in charge of our money. Or is it more likely he said, hey, I'm going to be in charge of our money. You put it in this account. If you need something, let me know. I'll give you this. I'll give you just enough money to, you know. I guess when she was going to go get the lingerie, did he ask, like, how much do you think this will be? And she's like, oh, probably 40. And so he gave her $40? Is that what goes on? Like, this, it blows my mind. I googled this and it's like that's a sign of financial abuse, and I thought, okay, who's teaching these people this?
It's
Yeah, I don't
definitely
know.
wrong.
I just want to know from Shy, like, hey, I don't know, she might be offended if I ask, like, has Jacob, does he have some troubling ideas? Yeah. Well, so
Oh.
that was basically, it's like the gift that keeps on giving because I think about it before I go to bed. I wake up and think about it. I think about it when I'm going on my walks at lunchtime. Um,
Motion in the ducks around you. Get
yeah,
out.
I mean, I have my own life to worry about, and yet, oh, where are you back here? I can drop a thing for you.
Yeah, that's pretty
But,
wild.
but you don't think I'm spiraling?
I mean, I think it's kind of inevitable and natural. I don't. I mean, I suppose you mean spiraling irrationally, or like,
Yeah,
yeah. I don't think
like
you.
coming up with weird connections that don't make sense.
Right. Like you're tracking the Zodiac killer, which you might
Yeah,
be. You never know.
yeah.
But never caught him. Uh, no, I mean, I don't think so. And even if you were, what's the downside? You already don't like him. It's not like that's gonna
Yeah.
change.
Yep.
And you don't
And
have
I'm
to
not
like him.
involving myself in their marriage, so yeah.
How long have they? Or what is her dating history? How wide?
Not very. This is her first boyfriend.
Oh, yeah. I
So
think
that's
that would be
another
like the
thing, right?
first red flag. Yeah, like in terms of just like, how do you know you think he's really good? Like, obviously you want
Yeah.
to hashtag believe women, but it would be nice to have a control or a sample
Oh,
size,
absolutely. Yeah.
something to compare him to.
No, I agree. And he like was pursuing her because he was very much in the friend zone for a very long time.
Oh man.
And then she was telling the story of like he actively was like trying to make her jealous when they were out with friends at Busch Gardens, and he was telling her all about this girl he was dating and texting her in front of him. Like, what sort of person? I'm so sorry. Like, this is not a smut novel. This is real life. That's
Yeah.
gaslighting.
Right.
Like, I don't know, but everyone's like, oh,
So romantic.
I know. So you said I'm not spiraling. Thank you. Um, my other question is, why am I the only one that is seemingly concerned at hearing this? Is this an age thing, an age and experience? Um, do you think it's like political alignment or Christianity? Like maybe they're so steeped in conservative Christianity thought that this seems normal to them. Do you have any thoughts on this?
I would guess political.
Okay.
I imagine that they're a little bit closer to their local community than you are. You have more of a sense of being a global citizen. And so you think about these issues more and you see patterns that they might not because they've just never encountered them before.
Mm,
Um, because, yeah, I mean, if you, like, even just thinking theoretically, um, like, if there was an incident where a couple married and then years later you found there was abuse and then they got a divorce, like that has to start somewhere.
yeah.
And in the beginning, it might not look like anything alarming, which again could just make you spiral more. But I mean, it's not, your concerns are not unfounded just because nobody
Yeah.
else can see them.
I wish I could. You know, he had a girlfriend prior to her,
Hmm.
and apparently they did not end well. And I was thinking today, in my insane Richard Nixon way, I was like, oh my gosh,
Gonna find
if
her.
I could contact her and talk to her and be like, hey, what was it like dating him? Why did you all break up? But there's no way that would not get back to
Right.
both parties. So I just don't know how I'd be able to do that.
Oh, if only
Yeah.
you could be like Veronica Mars.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think that's all the juicy stuff.
Oh,
I don't
that's
know, did I say
juicy. It's
anything
just kind of
else?
sad.
Oh, yeah, I know.
It just must be hard to feel this friend who you know for so long just drift away like that.
Yeah.
It's like how I feel every time Donovan gets a girlfriend. I'm like,
Whoa.
I guess he's not going to be paying attention to me as much.
Oh. Speaking of Donovan,
Yes?
well, we were talking about you, of course, and I've already asked you this. Well, now
All
that
the
you're on
good
the spot,
things.
though, yeah, we wondered between the two of us, which person do you trust more?
With, like, what? Investments?
I think
Hedge funds?
overall.
Um, Overall, I mean, I feel like that would be multifaceted. So there are some things that I would trust you with, some things that I would trust him with. Oh, look at this door. Is it open?
What's happening?
What? This door opens?
I don't know. Where'd she go?
No, it doesn't.
I think it was to let her out.
She gets a door.
Why am I getting stuck in
Splash it.
everything? My gosh.
I
Yeah.
haven't really been putting down lines. That's my job. I've been failing.
If Donovan and I were hanging off of a cliff,
Like in God of War or something.
yes, and you had to choose one of us to save you, your pitiful strength only had enough energy for one pull for one person, which one would it be?
Wow.
That one knows me, followed me, and they made it in the lab on LD-895.
This is a question you're expecting me to answer with any
Yes!
degree of sincerity.
Of course.
Which of my friends would I save if I can only save one friend? I feel like there's like a funny way to answer this question, but I don't remember what it is. Like
Well, Donovan and I both thought you'd throw yourself off the cliff instead.
right, because I just couldn't live with myself if either of you
Yeah.
died.
Yeah.
I wonder about that. How mercenary I might be. Because there was I think about this sometimes, there's a conversation we had a long time ago where you would send
You
me
and
a
I?
picture. Yeah, I mean, it was over text. You sent me a
Oh.
picture of a K-pop star and said, "Who is this?" And I said, "Oh,
Oh.
that's IU. I really love her." And then I said, "I would die for her." And I kept thinking about that, and I was like, "Is that like, would I die? Would I die for her? Like, would I be able to live in a world where she died because of me?" And I decided the answer was no. And you both are even less abstract. You are people I've actually met and will ever meet. So I think, I don't know, it's hard. It's hard. I don't like those questions.
Wow.
So I guess I guess technically because you posed it, I'm leaning towards Donovan right now.
I can't believe it.
He didn't
After everything
inconvenience
I've done
me.
for you.
Have I ever shown you that song from Craziest Girlfriend, After Everything I've Done for You?
No,
Oh, that's a pretty good one.
but it probably speaks to me at this moment,
I would imagine.
at this juncture. Are we staying up here like we did last time?
I mean, we can switch it up if you'd like. It's not, I mean,
Well, it's
this
up
is
to
like,
you.
what, normal? We can flip a
Normal
coin.
is probably standard.
Standard,
Or
yes. Normal is a
basic, I
loaded
don't
word.
even know. Yeah. So yes, we're staying up here?
Sure.
Oh.
We'll put some... I know you just wanted an answer, so
I did just want an answer.
for some reason I think you'll be offended if I countervail. I don't know.
The room I'm in, it's only supposed to be open by company admins. Unlocking takes a couple minutes.
Honecker, the master of
Xenos
unlocking.
will be drawn
Let's
by
see.
the noise.
Put down some
Vibration.
mines here.
Whatever, they'll come. Be ready.
Things are about to get heavy.
Oh yeah.
Logs are dropping. Hope you can.
Good luck. Wow, God,
Wow.
just lost it all.
I can't lie to you about your chances.
No.
But you have my sympathy.
Line's out.
They come out again?
No, I just used my drone and I didn't want to use it that early.
Oh.
I was going to wait for Monica. You might have one though. She stirs during the
I do. So don't you worry. Don't you worry your pretty little head.
Thank you. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Do you have any scandals? I think I've now made up with all those scandals. I've made up for the scandals that you have revealed to me about your own family.
My family? Like what?
Oh, well, the stories, I guess.
Okay. Because just so you know, we're both part of the same hypocrisy, but never think it applies to my family.
Oh dear, you lost them all again.
Damn.
Yeah,
Good
I get
cause, though. Good
Daniel.
cause.
Yeah, you could just totally miss.
Sentry deployed.
Well, I had some questions I wanted to ask you, philosophical.
Oh, let's do it.
So the first one is, have you ever um, gotten takeout pizza and tipped?
Um, I'm trying to think because I've definitely gotten takeout pizza from Domino's, and I'm sure gratuity is. Ooh, oh dear. Uh, I don't know. If I have, it would not have been a frequent occurrence because I think I would have thought to myself, well, they're not driving anywhere.
Yeah. I wonder what Donovan had to say about that. Last week when I was leaving T-Ticket, I decided to get a pizza on the last day just so they'd have something in the fridge, which apparently they got pizza a lot down there, so I don't know how much they wanted more pizza. Um, oh no, she's over there
Where is she?
to the right.
I was trying to find her.
Ah!
Oh no. Oh dear, she grabbed you?
No, but she was close. I could reach out and touch her.
Oh dear.
So I really don't get takeout. I mean, I try not to eat out, period. And I think over the years, I've probably saved myself thousands of dollars because of social anxiety. But I did this time. This was the local one that was just around the corner, the local pizza store. And so I went in and I saw a cup that was probably for tips. It was empty though. And I thought, oh, like whenever I'm in a situation like that, I will at least look at my wallet, see if I have any singles. This time the order came out so fast that I didn't really have a chance to divine whether or not I only had $5 bills and 20s. So I just took the pizza and left. And then I thought, well, yeah, because he didn't drive, he just gave me the pizza. Like, why would I give a tip? But I did look it up later. And apparently, it's something like 60% of Americans do in that case. And it is something, I think it's like post-pandemic that people just kind of tip like a lot more than normal or, before. So I felt bad because I guess one of the last scandals that I have has to do with tipping
God,
at a Supercuts.
finally.
But it's a surprisingly long story. But so much to say that I tend to over tip in restaurants because I don't go out a lot and because of this one traumatic experience.
I mean, I don't have a spacesuit.
So yes, I was hoping to know what you thought about that.
Wow, yeah. Well, I will say that in regards to the tipping more with or post COVID, I think part of it is because every is a hyperbole. Nearly every place you go to now will have a gratuity line, or they'll turn that screen around and ask for a tip.
Right.
I was at a bowling alley and there was a gratuity line, and I'm like, you literally just set up
Showed
a
me where to
lane for
go.
me. I have my own shoes, so I don't need. So I was like $0. So I do consider like, oh, I kind of look at the environment and the situation.
Yeah. If it was a situation like that, I probably would have, but it was just a regular card reader. Um,
Um,
but I
and a
guess
cup.
yeah, no, like a mug, like a coffee mug. Um, and I guess
Usually
that
people.
yes.
Oh, you go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Well, I was about to change subjects.
Oh, I was just going to say that.
Usually, people.
Usually people I should say businesses put a couple dollars in there so that people get the drift.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
A little psychological priming. Um,
Let's see.
yes.
Baltimore. Well, I'm just looking here. So there's a Baltimore, Maryland, Penn Station. Let's go here.
Yes.
To Providence, Rhode Island. Whew. Find trains. Let's see how long this is.
Hour and
If
a half.
it's 12 hours, oh,
Okay. Regulations
You're gonna have
that's
to not
right.
take the job.
fabricators will not
Yeah, you'll just have to say because of
Okay,
Harry.
this is 5.5.
that has not been licensed
Oh,
to use
okay.
by Colonial Marine Corps Logistics.
Maybe I was like, because I think I'm still like in T-ticket on my computer, so I wonder if it was just saying like what the whole trip would have taken. But I feel like I said
Yeah.
train, and since I don't really know, I haven't really been on that many trains. I was like, sure, I'll take your word for it. Though that
Yeah,
is
they're
disappointing.
ranging between 5.5 and 6.5.
Okay, so that you think that's manageable?
Yeah, that's great. That's about the amount of time. I mean, it takes 6 hours to get from Charlottesville to New York City. So,
Oh, there you go.
and anything's better than 10 hours. Might
10
I
hours
remind
is a
you?
lot. Yeah, I was
Oh,
thinking about that. I was like, shit, if I do go to Charlottesville, would I take the train or would I just fly? Would it
you
be
would
worth it?
stare at the seat ahead of you like a sociopath.
That's a great psychological, I don't know, psychological warfare. Nobody talks to you. It's crazy.
Nobody talks to you. Uh,
Let's see. Oh, I was actually going to text you this.
Whoa, what was it?
What do you think about self-insertion romance stories?
As in the author's really writing about themselves?
Yeah.
Uh, I, I guess one of my first questions would be, how do we not know that's like the entire genre? So how are you differentiating? Like, it has the author specifically said, "This is me."
Um, I guess I was thinking about it from my own perspective in terms of like, I just
Oh,
got,
you're writing something?
well, like, I've been having some like rough, maybe I'm like in a rut right now, but I've been kind of like,
Writer's block?
yeah, like I have all these things prepped and ready to go, but I don't really want to do any of them. But I also just want to be writing, like writing, dialogue and things like that. But I don't have anything that I want to write.
Well, we found
Um,
Hunniker.
so
Now
I
we're
was
ready to
watching
safely
a,
back
a
to
K drama, and I was like, whenever I do that, I want to write a K drama. And so every time I start to develop one, I'm like, well, what if he's like an adoptee? And like, what if he went to LA to be a Hollywood guy and that didn't work out, so now he's back home? And what if he, like, because I think of that as kind of a weakness, that I can't think of anything better than like myself. Or, so I wonder about that. Should I be am I spiraling?
Are you spiraling? Well, how often have you gone back to this well?
Um,
I wouldn't save that just because as recon I can give you some stuff. Do you have anything else?
I can't get out of this. No.
Oh, never mind.
I tried.
Okay, that's okay. Have you used this tactic a lot?
I've never written a story with me as the main character, and certainly never finished one.
Except for that one story
About
where
the
you're
robot?
a sociopath. Yes! So just don't do that again. I think it's fine. Obviously, you use the word romance. So, if I find out that my friend has written this and they're supposed to be them, obviously I'm going to read them as that, which could be very
Interesting.
detrimental to my mental health, depending on what the romance is like.
Right.
Some of the things I read, I would not like to picture people that I know in those roles.
Understandably.
Yeah. I feel like, man, I mean, maybe I'm giving authors too much credit, but I just feel like some of these people that I'm reading, are they not like fantasizing about this as they're writing? Or like, isn't this probably a fantasy that they had and then they put it in there? or have they practiced it? I sent a reel to Donovan. I don't know if it was to both of you, but it was, gosh, was it Elle Kennedy? Or it was someone that I read that she sent like some questions to her like hot biker boyfriend or something. And then you see this guy and he's like testing out and he's like, yeah, as long as it's on the opposite side of the kickstand, it won't fall over. And then he got spooked because his neighbor came out. And I'm like, see, they're asking questions to see if something is plausible. Yeah, writer, what is that? Writer insert character? Is that what that's called?
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. I feel, and sometimes people though, they give a hard time to the writer, like, oh, you're just, because that was the whole, I think, with Devin Grayson, who wrote Nightwing during kind of a controversial era that they kept saying, oh, she's writing herself as Tarantula. No one liked Tarantula, and I'm like, oh dear. So sometimes they give, yeah, the writer a hard time, especially if it's a woman. But I feel like there's, some wish fulfillment. Do I wish that I could be with Colin Fitzgerald and The Chase by Elle Kennedy? Absolutely, I do. Uh, yeah, I think it just depends. Like, if you were writing and I saw, I'll give you some grace and say more than two, adoptee stories, then I would probably have a conversation and be like, maybe it's time to retire that particular story beat. But I mean, at least once, I would say, yeah.
That's interesting.
Did you feel like that you were dry? That's how dry you were, is that you were going to the personal well?
No, I mean, I feel like that's an, I'm not upset or worried about that part of it. I think that you should tap into your own self, or at least try to bridge yourself to the character. Obviously not be so literal that it is literally you.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I guess I feel the same kind of ick that I did with, like, when I thought about writing fan fiction in college just as something to write again. And I was like, oh god, like, I just can't do it. It's just too incompatible with, like, everything that I've been told to think about writing and vulnerability, I think.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of the times the books that Tom and I are choosing inadvertently for required reading, when we're doing the author biography, we'll often say like, oh, so you'll see that connection, there. Like, shoot, what's her name? Patricia Highsmith? Carol, which is originally The Price of Salt, that was from an interaction she had while she was working at a high-end clothing store, and this woman came in. And there'll be other things that, as we're reading her biographies, you're like, oh, that makes sense now, this part of the novel. So, I mean, you certainly would not be alone in that.
Yeah. There's a TV show showrunner, Emily Kapnick, who did shows like As Told by Ginger, Suburgatory, I think, and Selfie, and all those shows featured the main character was a redhead, and I think he was also a redhead. I thought it was fun.
Yeah. Donovan, I sent an article to Donovan because I've started watching ContraPoint's video on Twilight, and a lot like a big claim is that this is fiction. So some of the things like what about the children, all of that stuff, like we have to realize it's fiction, and I get that, like I can fall in line with that, but I do also think that literature is more influential on people than people say.
Right.
And so I sent him an article because Book Talk got out of control, and was like sexually harassing a hockey player.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah, so I was like, so this kind of is one of those things that goes against what you're saying there, because they're all of a sudden putting their like reader fantasies on this guy and saying that he's this character and all of that stuff. And I guess he sent you his notes for the
Oh yes.
episode, potential notes, and you said that they were all rabbit holes. This is what he said.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess that you were watching lots of K-dramas, and I emailed back. I was like, everything you just said basically says to me that Harry's not going to read one of these romance novels before because he's too busy.
Yeah, I don't think I could.
I mean, they're pretty quick, I will say.
I mean, I guess I could consider it. I'm in between a few books. I'm actually listening to, I think it's called A Promised Land, the Barack Obama memoir.
Oh.
That's pretty good. He's a great narrator, as if anybody was surprised by that.
Well, maybe you should rent a smut book. I wonder what that would sound like as an audiobook.
You know, I never even thought about such a thing.
I wonder if it would have dual point of view readers.
Oh, I would hope so. I can't stand when the narrator tries to do, like, voices. Especially when it's, like, a different race. It's like, dude. Did Speedy Gonzalez just show up?
Oh, no.
But the guys doing women is always... It's just like, ugh. I can't even imagine trying to get hot and heavy off of a smut fucking...
Oh my god.
It's like Bronson Pinchot, the reader of Aliens Infiltrator. God, we've been on such a good... yes?
A good what?
Good box streak.
I know. Will we find it on this one?
This one's easy to miss.
Yeah. It's looking at other places. I don't think I've ever found it over here, but I thought I would check. Oh, I got to a part where she was... Ooh, I'm trying to think what the context was of this actually, but she went through this author. I really hope it's a joke, but the song 12 Days of Christmas was playing, and she went through 10 different titles that each title, it went 1 through 10, and each time was adding a man. So it was like 10 Marines babies, and there's like one woman on the cover and 10 men. And listen, I read one of these Why Choose romances, and it was the filthiest thing I've read so far. And it was too much for me, I have to say. So to have 10 people involved, I am almost sickly interested just to be like, is it at the same time, or are you like splitting up? But also I really hope that it's made up.
Yeah, well, one can only hope.
One can.
You never know. I mean, these are crazy times we live in.
I know. Crazy times. Meanwhile, I have to do some heavy research for trans athletes. I think I've gotten you to consider that too.
What's the debatable question?
What should the regulations be regarding trans athletes in collegiate sports?
And what is your initial offering?
What's my initial offering? I don't know.
That's what the podcast is for.
Yeah.
Grabbing ammo.
It's such a small percentage, so it really shouldn't affect. And I feel like trans people, you know, they should be given some allowances, but I do also think like, oh, you know, it is like you're going in knowing you're going to sweep these sports, and so I just don't know like where does sportsmanship kind of come. So it's very complicated.
Has that
they
borne
also
out?
did. What'd you say?
Has that borne out generally that it's like a sure thing?
Well, that's like the big, because swimming is kind of where it's been the loudest, and that's where I think her name's Leah, Lia, because she was like winning everything.
I see.
So, yeah.
Well, I mean, how? I guess if it's an individual sport, because it's like, how do you differentiate that from like Caitlin Clark, for example, who was also born with a certain body? It was assigned female at birth, obviously, but it gives her an advantage in her sport.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess we should save all these lines of thinking.
Well, you'll have to. Yeah, I won't be on that podcast.
You don't think
Yeah,
so?
you all can do.
You
No,
don't think you'll
well,
be
I'm sure
forced
I
on?
might add my own thoughts to the romance, I assume. But well, Tom and I are going to record on our own romance episode on
Competing
Monday, I think.
episodes.
Competing, yeah. Well, it's different though because Tom and I have like so many. I mean, our outline looks nuts. I have to organize it this weekend, but yours is. I mean, there's a question surrounding it, and we're just going to talk about the genre as a whole. So.
I see. Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do.
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
But won't you look silly when Donovan asks how many smut books have you read and you say 0? And then he
The
says,
only time that's
why
the
are
wrong
you
answer.
qualified? Why are you qualified to be in this discussion? And if he doesn't, I will!
Yeah. It'll be like those episodes of Retronauts where it's some modern game that Jeremy Parrish doesn't really have any experience with. He's just there. Yeah, that's just the unfortunate thing. Like if recusing from the episode was a less stigmatized thing, I feel like that would be something I'd do. But I feel like the one time I did that, it's not like Donovan gave me S for it, but I feel like he was just so shocked, and then he recused himself from the next episode as if to say, "This is what you get."
Yeah. I can't believe it. And you recused yourself from an episode I was going to be on.
Yes, you and another host, which I just felt like that was going to be too much, and I didn't have anything to add.
Oh, my goodness.
And it was a similar theme. It was also about romance, but in this case, real life romance.
Yeah, real life. Technically, you should have had something to add because you might date a person that's not Asian.
Yeah, maybe I already have.
Maybe you have. Yeah, Monica.
But there's
Monica Bush was
Monica.
white,
Right.
wasn't she?
She was
Yeah.
white. That's one.
And then your roommate's girlfriend. Wait, didn't you have a crush on her?
Yes, that's
Oh,
two.
okay. See?
It's like the things that happen there. Oh my god, that's just funny. That yeah.
I have the code for you.
The one I walked in on as they were having sex. Yes, we dated.
That's a smut book of itself right there.
Oh god.
That could have been a scene. Do you want to write it to get out of your mind?
I don't think that would help.
Oh.
I go back to that all the time, and I wish I just played it a little bit differently. Because I remember just being like so shocked and embarrassed. But if I'd kind of like owned it and been like, "Oh, what are you guys doing?" or something like anything else. But really, I think the shame really came from I didn't think that they were having sex, because to me the possibility was so remote. Like, I think I had some abstract idea that in college people had sex, as well as in high school. People just have sex. Or kids, I should say. But I guess I just didn't really believe it or something. I don't know. So
You were just in the room, right?
yeah, I like walked in because I'd forgotten something in the room, and I was like, I gotta go back and get it. I think it was like my iPod, my iPod
Wow.
Touch.
So
And I
in
can't
the
be part of
moment,
that.
wow, what that, like 5 minutes? 5 minutes you were gone?
Yeah.
And they got it going? Wow.
Well, they were just starting. He was standing and she was in bed. So I don't even know if I saw her naked, thank God. But I saw him.
Oh my goodness. I saw, and what a joyous sight that was. Well, in your defense, they didn't put anything on the door, did they?
No, they didn't. But it wouldn't have been that I mean, it would have been bad either way, but there was this guy who lived in our suite, Nico, who was like the most annoying guy ever. Whenever he saw me, he'd go, Harrison! As if, he's like one of these jocks who, like, never got over it. And I was sleeping outside, because I just didn't want to go back in that room that night. And he got drunk, and he found me, and he just, like, started knocking on the door. He was like, hey, Harrison's out here. I was like, oh my god.
Oh no.
It gets worse, yeah.
Did
And
they let you in?
I don't think I wanted to go in. And I just remember that the day afterward, when I was just standing out there and she was leaving and she was like, goodbye. It was like so awkward. And I think that was the last time I ever saw her.
Wow.
And she went to our high school. I mean, I guess that's part of the reason why I've never gone to a reunion. But not that I was really considering it. Oh, I meant to ask, or the mayor meant to ask. When's her graduation?
Oh, my UVA graduation?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not walking or anything.
Oh, really?
Because I wouldn't know any of the people there.
Yeah, that was my rationale for not going to my college graduation. Like, I didn't make any friends in college, so I was like, what would be the point of this?
Oh, mine are, since it was an online program, you'd be like, oh, none
Right.
of them are local. Yeah. So I had the experience of being on the line. I mean, I guess I have time to change my mind if I so desire.
Yeah. It's an accomplishment, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's true.
But I imagine she's going to want to send you something.
Oh, that kind lady.
On the right! A spinner!
The mayor T-ticket.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I've warmed
yes?
my way into your family.
You have. It's their anniversary today. 42, I think.
Oh, I need to send a text. Is it too late? She probably sleeping. It's close.
No.
Close to the bedtime.
What time is it? 10:30?
9:41.
9:41. Jesus, I'm old.
You're like, oh, luckily we're nearly at the end.
I had some caffeine today and everything.
Whoa.
So I've just
Did
been
you
nodding
get
off
the
all the
shakes?
time.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. I almost called you today during our lunchtime walk, but I thought, no, I'll see him tonight.
Give that guy a break. He's deserved it. Well, what were you gonna call about? Stuff we've already
cool.
reviewed.
Maybe, yeah.
Oh, you just wanted to chat. You just wanted to hear my voice. Whoa.
Absolutely. Always and forever.
Always.
Donovan was trying to pimp off one of your podcasts to me.
You said I'm not gonna bite.
It was the bondage one.
I did a podcast on bondage.
I think it was a K-pop.
Oh, yeah, we did a review of a Korean movie about a dominate. Well, she wasn't a dominatrix, but they were dating, and she got into being a dom, I guess, because he was a submissive. I don't know. Whenever Donovan and I talk about a movie or anything on the podcast, we never really outline the plot, so I feel like it wouldn't be of use to anybody who had seen the thing. Which is not a complaint, by the way, because I can't stand when I listen to podcasts. And I've been on podcasts like this where they just go scene by scene, and they're like, well, what do you think about this scene? And then this happens, what do you think about that? And I'm like, oh my god, there's got to be a better way to do this.
Didn't we do that on Last of Us Part 2?
No, I can't imagine. I mean, even if we did, I think it would think it was inside a broader conversation, or a more multifaceted one. I see him, he's in my sights.
Oh, the picture?
This guitar. Well,
Is he
I could
coming
take him out with
closer?
his gun. Oh, I don't think
Oh,
my.
there's two of them.
Yeah.
Well, having seen Civil War twice, the
Yes.
most important question I have for you, of course, is that girl going to be a good lead in Alien?
Yeah, she's interesting. She's got a very specific delivery. I don't know if it's like an accent, where I think you could accuse her of being a little bit flat.
Uh-oh.
And I didn't know this, but I'd actually seen her before on. I watched the first episode of The Devs around when that came out, which was pretty much the same cast as Civil War, same director. So I don't know.
Okay. I saw her in The Craft 2, which I can't remember what the actual subtitle was.
Legacy.
Yeah. And I thought that was better than what the critics were saying. But I can't remember her specifically. And then I'm also thinking, oh, well, she was in. Should I watch Priscilla to see, like, you know?
Oh, I thought you already saw that.
No, I have not.
You saw Elvis,
I did see Elvis, yeah.
Austin Butler. I gotta
Yeah.
say, I've now seen the trailer for The Bike Riders twice, and
What do you think?
he does look pretty good in that. I mean, I don't think I'll see the movie, but yeah.
Oh. And isn't that, who is it that plays his love interest? Doesn't her voice sound so annoying?
Yeah, she's kind of doing
I'm like, some Jersey, New York,
yeah.
like Staten Island, and I'm just like, but it's also like got a pitch to it. I don't know.
Because I feel like I don't remember. I feel like she has the thickest Scottish accent. I don't know if that was just a voice she was doing on Killing Eve, or if that's actually her voice. But I feel like she's.
Oh, is it Jodie Comer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know why that was the choice exactly.
That first season was so good.
So I've yet to watch it. I don't know. Currently, well, I finished The Swans. That was really good.
Okay.
And technically it's called Feud, Capote versus the
Capote
Swans.
versus.
And now I'm watching Saint X.
Saint
That was
X.
kind of on my list. Yes.
What's that about?
A girl, which I think 20 years ago was found dead on vacation in Jamaica, and now like her sister, I think Spot's like one of the guys that was maybe involved in New York City. 20 years later, and now you're following, and it's one of those where it's like 3 different pieces of time as you're watching each episode. So it's like the present, the past with the sister still alive, and then the past getting to know like the guys that were alive. So that's pretty good. It's Alicia Debnam Carey, whom I like from. Well, she was in 100, starting in season 3, and
the
then
100.
she was the 100, and then he was also in Fear the Walking Dead.
Okay.
And then I just read One of Us is Lying. Oh, Intel again. So I want to watch that show. There are 2 seasons, so I thought, oh, well, I'll just get the second book so I can like keep going. But I really liked the book. I thought that was good.
Yeah.
5 people are in detention, and one of them ends up dead.
Oh no.
Yep.
That's
I
terrible.
will say, I've called this pretentious to some people, but I figured out 2 big plot details because I was thinking, I think this one character is actually gay, and then he was, and then I figured out like the true, like what actually happened. I was like, I'm so proud of myself.
You got good gaydar. It's 2007 all over again.
Well, I thought, because he was obviously cheating on his girlfriend. But the way he was saying, because there was like this social media kind of like gossip girl that was reporting on people, and he's like, thank goodness it's this and not something else. And I thought, what else could be like really bad other than being accused of taking steroids? And I thought, I bet he probably is gay, because he was an athlete, so I thought that's probably the worst thing that he could,
Yeah.
or the
That's
most
true.
he could fear, potentially. So. But yes, looking forward to see how they adapt it.
Is that a company ship?
I wonder if they ever put things up here.
Yeah, one time I remember.
Or is this a closed? Oh, it's a closed door.
that was our last chance to find the box, though. Must have missed it.
Was it?
Yeah. Maybe it's like over here sometimes by the ship.
Or on the other side once we go into this room?
Maybe
Wayland Yutani synths
How
brought
far
local
back can you
animals
go
up
on this?
to
farther
replenish
back than
Wow.
necessary.
I
then
didn't
eggs
think,
back
yeah.
down
What's
for
this?
experiments.
Little alien creature.
Great.
Little buddy.
Xenos.
Xenos.
Are they coming? Oh,
They didn't even wait to jump us in the vent.
he's a coming. Yeah, I know. No patience.
No patience.
Do you feel guilty when you go to a place and one of those tips come up?
Yeah.
Do you feel compelled to
To donate, I was going to
give a
ask you
tip?
that too. It depends.
Oh, let's see.
If they ask directly, I tend to.
Prowler.
Oh, this room is the last chance. If it's like the grocery store and I'm there every week, then no. Because I still am not sure. You're doing so well.
The grocery store? Are they starting to ask for tips?
Yeah, well, yeah, my Shaws anyway.
Oh my gosh. For bagging?
Oh, not for tips. I thought you were asking about donations. Like, do you want to give $1
Oh,
to cancer
yeah,
research?
round up to the
Yeah.
next. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm not surprised to hear this from you because I recall some ragamuffins on the street asking you to buy some sketchy-looking lemonade. And then moments
Sketchy
later, other ragamuffins come down on the street with other lemonade, and you're about to give even more money.
looking. Well, look, they're my constituents. I'm the son of a politician, a prominent politician in
Yeah.
town, so I've got to represent the family. That was funny because they really just were a bunch of kids. Like, they didn't say what they were doing. They were just, I guess they were just making money,
Want to help.
selling
Remember when I
Kool-Aid.
asked the second set, I was like, are you in competition with that other group over there?
Like, I've seen the
Like, what do you
Waya. I know how this works.
Yeah. Yeah, what's going on? Let's text the mayor and say happy anniversary.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I forgot to send something. Oh, never mind. Boop, 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 boop. Should I say anything else?
I love you.
Oh. Wonder if she would send it back. Okay. Where would you like to stay here? Is it, well, I guess you went down a mine right here.
Oh, I just do that for when we're running back to the ship.
Oh my
Just
gosh,
as
I
insurance.
accidentally pinged Honecker.
You can do that. That's
I didn't
funny.
know. I was trying to ping the... I was just trying to ping the mine, which is funny.
You probably can't. Yeah, I mean, we can stand
RDH
anywhere.
back.
I generally don't like standing up on the stairs, but
I see. But
it is the best
didn't
place.
Gundrilla teach us to do that?
Yeah, it is the best place to be,
Here come the bugs.
but I don't think it's very fun. So what were you asking in terms of tips?
Oh, tips. Yeah. Well, I feel guilty. Like at Ben and Jerry's, they'll sometimes. Well, Ben and Jerry's. Okay, let me. When you are in charge of the doohickey, it's not as bad. But recently, which is probably in the past couple of years, I went to Ben and Jerry's, and the doohickey, they had control over it, so they would turn it. But he asked, "Do you want to give a tip?" And I felt very pressured, and I was like, "Oh, I don't." And then I went, like again with another set of friends, and I said, "Okay, do you want something's going to happen to you? Do you want to like just deal with it when it happens, or do you want me to warn you?" And she's like, "Can you warn me?" And so I said, "Okay, they're going to ask you if you want to give a tip." And she, in the end, she did not give one, but she said, "Thanks for the warning." But that's more awkward when they're asking you to do
Oh,
it.
absolutely.
If I have control over it, I think about the situation. So if I go to like an independent coffee shop, and I kind of, well, first of all, if it's independent or a small business, I probably am more likely to tip. But also, if it's one person working behind the counter at something, and they're like harried, then I'm more likely to, just because like the situation, like you're working really hard, and I think you deserve this. So,
Interesting.
but also if I feel like, you didn't bring the food out to me, there wasn't, because I think I balance it or compare it to restaurants,
All hydraulics prime. Continuing launch sequence.
Yeah.
like sit down, because they should be getting tips. They're going back and forth. They're, taking care of you, taking care of the order.
Whoa.
Um,
And just being a waiter, and that's a terrible
yeah,
thing to be.
and they don't, their wage is low because of the expectation that they're getting tips.
Yeah, that's a terrible thing about this country of
So
ours.
you're also compensating for that.
Well, that's kind of why I don't try to put a labor value on it, just because it's like, well, if you're there, then I kind of have to balance out
Oh
the,
my
the
gosh.
terrible thing.
A drone?
Yeah, how about that? And there it goes. Well, that is the goofy thing about this game. Oh, shit. I mean, S.
It already happened. So.
I made her mad.
The
I don't-
drone?
No, Dr. Co.
Safety interlock disengaged. Resuming cycle.
Oh, because you waited for
That
a
was
long
dilly
time to
dallying.
go where you're supposed to go.
Yeah.
Oh no, there's another drone. What's with these drones? I don't ever remember a
What's with
drone
these
being
drones?
the thing.
I guess it's
No.
because it's standard. Not only did you not like it, he attacked you directly.
Yeah. Oh, now here, what's this? What's
warrior.
that? Oh no.
Come forward. No! He's so smart.
Okay. We did it.
Yeah.
There's still one other thing. Pry fly?
Pry fly.
Oh no.
How about that? Here he comes running.
Ah! Okay. Oh no, is there another warrior?
Doesn't look like yet. But I wouldn't count him out. Not at this juncture, not ever.
These bitters.
Yeah, they're... Ow.
We wouldn't have to deal with this if we were up on the balcony.
That is an advantage. Although I don't know how true that is. Alright, I'm gonna go for it.
I need you up in prime flight.
Okay.
Get to the air boss's console and clear for final depressurization.
Oh.
Bad news. Honecker's following you.
Why? I'm gonna have to knock him out and carry him.
Can't leave without final depressurization.
I was getting attacked, Dr. Co.
Staff Sergeant, we're good to go.
Here come the warriors.
Mount up, double time.
Days are coming.
Almost there.
Realistically, I don't think they'd be able to take off until the platform was cleared.
Yeah, I know. The aliens always like to fly on those things anyway.
I know.
Ride them, rather.
Remember Tennessee?
Oh. Yeah, I was listening to a podcast about Aliens Dark Descent, which is the overhead real-time strat, I don't know what you call it, like
Oh,
XCOM
yeah.
game. And they said that it was probably the best representation of the movie Aliens, just because it's much more about like feeling overwhelmed and feeling anxious all the time, because your soldiers can like freak out and not work properly, and
Oh no.
yeah, whereas a game like this obviously is much more of a power fantasy. And when they run away goofily, it is pretty funny.
Was it shocking to see Jake from State Farm with Caitlin?
I guess I imagine she was in a commercial. Do you think that's
I
where
don't
it came
know
from?
what that was, or was he at the draft? I don't know.
Oh, that could be it. I think he's kind of like a minor celebrity in the sense that like, oh shoot, I gotta unplug my iPad. I'll be right back.
Oh my
It's a
gosh.
constant problem with me. That's why the battery's draining so much now, because it's like in a different room, and so yeah, it's not good, not good.
You scanned the manifest near the Wayland ship? It is curious.
Well, what do you make of
Why do
the
you keep the ship stores balanced and we try to go
WNBA
Okay.
developments?
Regulations require me to state that the battalion fabricators may not be used to
Yes,
replicate any
specific
device and or system that has not been licensed for
areas
use by Colonial
that you would
Marine
like
Corps
to
Logistics.
discuss?
No.
And I definitely don't have an unmonitored fabricator built out of spare parts stashed in a hold somewhere.
Oh, what developments are there? I don't follow it very often. You talk to me about soccer, I'll be glad to talk to you. I mean, people are coming after Caitlyn. I mean, someone said like, just wait till you get to the NBA. This is a step up. Is that what you
I
mean?
think that was expected. Well, I think that from what I see, she's driving a lot of interest in women's basketball generally.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think the first game of before she was even drafted, because I think it was well known that she was going to be number one for
Oh
Indiana.
yeah.
That like pre-sales were just sold out, which is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, I mean, because it's women's basketball is such a specific place in American thinking that it's like we all knew that it was going to turn around eventually, just because it has to.
Yeah.
So I'm glad it's happening. But it does make me think about how I come to sports, which is also we are having a little jousting match.
Yeah.
Gladiator 2. Apparently, there's a trailer for that now.
Is there? I thought
well,
it was fake.
I mean, I imagine there are those, but I think they debuted it at CinemaCon, so it's not like we
Yes, I
can't see
did
it.
hear.
Yeah. Wait, how do you melee? Oh yeah.
R3, I think. Yeah.
It's so awkward.
Oh
Sure
dear,
it's
that
a
poor woman.
And I was just shooting
Herrera
her.
didn't deserve it, and her laptop fell over.
Well, that's what I was shooting at. Because you have these weird things on the ship that are interactive, like the laptops,
Ooh!
and all the stuff back here, which I think is actually target practice.
Oh, really?
Like the cans that are stacked up. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because I guess there's where their cans stacked up.
Right up there.
Oh, interesting. You know how to aim? Oh.
And then you can get more ammo. That's why there's ammo box here.
Yep. Woo!
Endless fun.
Is there a women's Boston team?
In basketball?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd think so, just given how sports crazy this old town of ours is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just had
What if we
Patriots Day.
Yeah. Well, I was just saying, what if we skip right to Mission 3 of Giants in the Earth, evacuate? Just got it over with.
Yeah, might as well. It's not like the next level is a particular challenge.
We're closing in on Rodriguez's group.
That can help
They're
us.
at the bottom of an ancient ruin she won't talk about. It's
Won't
a
talk
trade
about.
secret. There's haywire Wayland Yutani security synths ahead. Cut through them, link up with Rodriguez, and get her people home safe.
Coordinated assault. Ooh. I have to make every shot count.
Oh, man. said TY exclamation exclamation.
Wow. TY, the company that produces Beanie Babies?
Oh yeah. No.
No. Those are going to be worth a lot someday.
Keep me updated on Baltimore, she demands.
Bodymore, Myrtleland.
Yeah.
Is that where we're going to see Alien Rivalist, think?
Golly.
We'll have to look, see if there's a good theater.
And then we will we'll buy an L-shaped couch, and since you'll be there, I'll have you help me move it in.
That would be funny. Yeah, we should totally do a TikTok that's like real life moving out. I'd toss you a wine box.
A wine box.
Yeah, that's the fragile thing.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome. I think it's Red Bull Stadium. Let's see how far that is away. Red Bull Stadium, directions from Baltimore. 135 minutes. Or 3 hours and 4 minutes, I see. Well, yes, Washington would be the better one. What is... She just said the plane has shuttles like every hour.
Like the airport.
She wants you to fly out of Boston? Is that what she means, you think?
I guess the plane.
The shuttle being the Peter Pan?
I don't want to drive a Peter Pan. I want to live. I guess it was Feng Hua. That was the dangerous bus.
Oh dear. Well, I'm happy for Peter Pan because that got me from Logan back to T-Ticket the day that I made a mistake.
That terrible day.
What a day that was.
It'll go down in infamy.
It really will. It really, really will. Remember that time? I still remember your mom on the golf course and her saying, "Are you effing kidding me?" I'm so sorry, but I'm not.
I've moved on.
And then George
now.
calls me. He's like, "Stella, hey, it's George." Oh man, what crisis. That was like a real parenting moment for them. I wonder if they felt rejuvenated.
Yep, just like the old days.
Yeah.
Although I think they're more used to their children breaking down in crises like that.
Oh no!
Oh no! Everything's gone wrong. Especially Gracie. She could not handle stress.
Oh dear.
Well, I don't know why she's
but
a
she's
nurse.
in a high stress job!
Yep.
That's nuts.
Well, it's our psychological need for self-destruction.
Oh, yeah. Well, now I guess if I figure out by May 1st, and then I see what the schedule is for school, I can see if I am doing the Falmouth Road Race and dying before I even get the teaching position.
Yeah, when did they want you to start?
Yeah, I'd have to look. Because
Still don't
sometimes
know
they say,
either.
quote-unquote, new teacher orientation is earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Which, yeah. I mean, I never see any of these as being worthwhile, but you just have to sit there.
I know.
Because you just want time in your room to get ready for school.
Oh man. Did you have like a homeroom as a teacher?
A homeroom?
Yeah.
Yes. It was often called advisory,
Mm-hmm.
but yes, we did.
In my, I guess in high school we had the same homeroom teacher all 4 years.
Oh.
And so it was the my 9th grade English teacher, I think, Miss Schmidt, although she was Mrs. Agajanian by the time I graduated. And she was like the new, I think she just started teaching my freshman year. She must have been like in her early 20s or so. And she was like the teacher that everybody had a crush on. And since I didn't have any friends, I went
Oh
into
my.
homeroom early, and I just sat there, and it was just me. Because
And stared at the wall.
yeah, I didn't have anything to do, or I looked at I pretended like I was writing a notebook or something. But I always feel bad about that. But it's like, look,
Why?
because she probably wants time to herself to, I don't know, just not be near a kid for one
Oh, well, she
second.
can still plan. Well, were you engaging with her?
No, God, no, I'm
Oh, well,
terrified.
I think, yeah, I think you're making it bigger than it is. Someone can
Yeah.
sit in my room. I don't have to engage with him, and I
Hmm.
can be planning and stuff.
I just wonder.
So
Well,
I don't
specifically.
wouldn't know. I mean, do you want to email her?
Not particularly.
Yeah, see,
Um,
well,
but she always
that's
had kids like
probably,
hanging around her because,
oh, because she was attractive.
yeah. So I just wonder if there was like, if she thought I was being weird. Which I was, but not
Well,
about her
I think,
all the
she
time.
really didn't want, she could have closed her door,
Yeah.
right?
I don't
Or
know
asked, hey, can you come later?
if she had that, if she sat me down. It was like, hey, could you? Oh man, I never would have lived that down. I'd be telling you that story.
About coming. Well, because I had some students who like to hang out and chat with me all the time, and so at one point I was like, okay,
Yeah,
I do need some
that
time.
would be
So
a
I
lot.
mean, sometimes you have to
Gotta have
have some
boundaries.
boundaries. Yeah.
Well, I think in your case too, it's also the hazard of being the cool teacher. Like, oh, you like comic books and stuff. Let me talk to you all the time. I can't imagine. Uh-oh.
Are they coming? Oh no!
I mean, actually, do you feel that way? That you're the cool teacher?
Do I feel like a cool teacher? I do wear Vans, so
That's not cool.
yeah. Sometimes
Hmm.
I wouldn't consider myself stodgy. And I mean, I feel like I can relate to the kids more easily than other teachers can because of my vast interests,
Right.
athletics and nerdy stuff. And I like to read, so I can talk to you about young adult literature if that's what you're reading or something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, I hope no student comes in holding icebreaker. They'll be like, should you be reading that? No, one of my freshmen admittedly did. She was reading Girl with the Dragon Tattoo
Oh
when I was
wow.
teaching my first year. And all I could do was check in with her. I was like, oh, how are you doing with that? Because
That's
that is not something I would give a 14-year-old. But
no. God
yeah,
no. Oh well, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'd have to think on that one. Like, yes, it is
about
very.
what age?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
14 is older, I think, than I kind of gut instinct. Because I remember being like 12 and seeking out R-rated movies. It was
I mean,
something like
that's,
that.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Tom is like that too. It's like the first, I remember seeing Rambo and all these uber violent things. So we talked about that because we do talk about, especially when we talked on censored books and
Hmm.
challenge books and things like that. Like, what do we do? Because some of it is the content. You just have to be careful. And my big thing is are you having conversations with your kids about it? Because
Right.
I think it's completely different if no one knew she was reading Girl with the Dragon Tattoo versus, oh, she really wants to read it, so I'm going to read it with her so we can have some discussions about this and everything. Because I think
Hmm.
that makes a whole world of difference, to be honest.
Yeah. And even just specifically like that book, oh, I'm gonna put mines in the entrance. Please don't hit the switch yet.
Okay. Thank you for communicating.
Yeah.
Plus, you have the thing anyway, so you
Oh,
prevent you from doing so.
I am the one in control.
Yeah, you have control over our technology. That's technological abuse.
That's true. I should have thought of that. Well, I think that book specifically, like, I just think because it deals with sexual assault,
Oh,
and
yeah, me too.
however it does, I mean, I think that that's valuable to get an understanding of as soon as possible.
Absolutely. Yeah. The smut books, what gets me, it's very interesting because one of my friends kind of had this mindset as well. It depends on the author.
Hmm.
Because some of them, they might have sex right away. Others will like build it up and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And these characters will say something like, "We haven't even had sex yet," when like they've literally been doing everything else, and technically that is. And so I do wonder, in terms of people who want to like maintain, like not sleep with anyone until they're married, that's an easy way to convince them that, oh, you can do whatever.
Mm.
As long as it's not, PID. And I feel like that's the wrong messaging. If we're going, if someone wants to be abstinent, I
Right.
mean, let's not lead them astray. So I feel like conversations like that. Also, there's a lot of this author I'm reading now. Her like bear scenes, the bareback or the raw scenes are way earlier. Like this is the first time they had sex, and she's like, no condom. And so I also wonder, because other people, it's like they've already engaged in sex for a while, and now it's like, oh, this is the height of intimacy, nothing between them. But I was talking with Donovan about this. Like, if someone is telling me they're quote unquote clean, you better show me that paperwork. I am not going to take your word for it, or we're going to go get tested together, something like that. But I do hope that there are conversations about this. We should give credit, but I also do think that people, they might think, oh, this is the way of things.
Mm-hmm.
But also people are scared, to have conversations, or they're nervous. They don't feel comfortable having conversations about sex with their children. But if we're not doing it and the books are doing it, because, schools aren't doing it, they're not having sex ed conversations, then, someone needs to step up.
Yeah, I don't think I had any sex ed in health class. I don't know what that health class was about, other than we had it a lot.
I wasn't allowed.
No sex ed. So it was on the table for you, but it was forbidden.
Yes. So I do wonder what it entailed, but yeah.
Well, we don't have home ec either. Woodworking. I was just watching Nick Offerman on, I don't know, Jimmy Kimmel. He was talking about that.
Right side, Sierra's advancing.
Yeah,
now it should probably be a finance class.
Yes, that was the other one.
Should be worthwhile, yeah. What were you going to say?
Yeah, so we don't get it from school, we don't get it from books. I'm on I've looked at a subreddit called 2X chromosomes or something. It's like about men being terrible.
Lols. Are they all women on there?
Yeah, every once in a while you get like a guy who's like, I disagree. But yeah, pretty much.
Oh boy.
And a lot of it is kind of like, maybe you'd call it like second wave feminism, like very against pornography. Like, oh, my boyfriend likes pornography, I can't stand it. Like, and I mean, I've never really thought about it either way, in terms of being a moral thing. But yeah, I think that probably does also have educational implications that might not be great.
Yeah, if they have an idea of like, this is how it's supposed to be.
Right.
One of my friends said that I guess her boyfriend, it seems like it was his idea the way she presented it, to like watch it together, and she said that she did not enjoy that.
That's like such a guy thing. Like she's
like,
gonna like the
gonna
porn
get both
I'm into.
people hot. Yeah, I know, hot and bothered. Yeah, I don't know.
Come on.
Don't know. Uh-oh, there's something down here.
Coming out of the cracks.
I had to go into the sewers recently as Leon, and I was thinking as I was in the sewers, I'm like, is every Resident Evil have a sewer section? Because 2 and 3 both did.
Yeah.
So I feel like, man.
I guess that makes sense. I mean, it's the same city. can't remember if there was any in 5.
I don't know. We'll find out as we revisit.
Yeah, I think that'll be fun. Do we stream that game, or do you think it'll be too controversial? Will it get canceled?
Oh dear me. I guess we can have a caveat.
Yeah, we're not racists, though.
This is an artifact of a time forgotten.
2008
Another line of sentry guns. Clean those out.
was a long time ago. That took a while to go down. And then there's always one that I forget. Over here. That might be it. Yeah, this is that good turret that can hit synths from across the map.
Oh well, maybe we'll be able to
Maybe. I
get
mean, it's
the
not.
end then.
It's not very powerful,
Oh,
but we'll see.
is
Oh,
it?
this guy's unstoppable.
Tracker signal.
Oh, nuts! Save me, Alpha. Ooh. No! They coordinated their attack.
Oh no. The
What's
door was
happening?
open, but it wouldn't let me go down.
Yeah, that's kind of weak. Talk about invisible walls. Ooh. Jeez, all my health. And my pride.
The only survivors of Kala Station are synthetics. Yes, we're not gonna leave you in their hands, Rodriguez.
You're not listening to me.
You're not understanding
The only
me.
ones here are synthetics.
No comment. Oh no, look at this. Too many. Did you find out what that pups did?
I think it helps. It gives us a buff, and it helps with reload speed.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's more of a positive for us. And then if you hit, it will mark in red something that you've hit.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Oh my gosh.
I do like the other ones. They're the ones that have electricity that shoot out, that stun, and then there are the other ones that mark things on the map. So I do feel like I like those a bit more, but I do not have them as a low. I don't think we're going to get this thing, by the way, coordinated assault.
What is it?
Well, 1,000,000 damage points.
Oh. Yeah,
It's
we're not even
unlikely.
close.
No, this is like, I was thinking about this recently. Insurance fraud. Do you remember that?
Oh my gosh.
Tumbling down.
I got you.
Oh, I'm
I
already.
got you.
Oh no.
Ah!
Why do they keep coming?
I think I went back. I was sad on a weekend at some point. I went back and played a little Saints Row 3. Just,
You
Patching
were
up.
sad on a weekend, is that what you said?
yeah. Yeah, what happens.
Aid kit's here.
Okay, I just healed. You don't have happier games you can play? Well, I guess that's a happy
That's
game.
kind of, yeah. But really, it was
Like a
just
goofy
like,
game.
I couldn't do anything that required any thought. So I was like, let me just mess around in Saints Row, and it's really funny.
Aid kit's here.
Because you go into the game, and at some point they would call you and be like, hey, the Deckers are messing up our turf or whatever. So you go over to the blue square and kill the Deckers, and at the end of that, the Saints come. Oh no! the Saints come marching in.
Yeah.
And so you just have like 12 Saints just hanging out with you. And then you start blowing up cars and getting the cops to come, and you just create this war.
The mayhem, yeah.
But then, of course, they bring out the tanks, and the Saints are just obliterated, so it's very sad.
Were you sad because we didn't game all
Because we didn't what?
last week?
Oh, yes.
Are you awakening them?
Yeah, I can do that. I've never done it before.
I'll put them out here.
And I can't get them all, can I, in a straight run? Oh, my game is freezing. Why?
Oh, that's the worst time for your game to freeze.
Yeah, that wasn't good. Ha.
Get eyes on this.
Thank you. Wow, these guys too. What's that about? They're just popping in. It's kind of cheap. What am I doing? Got a headshot machine here. Most of the time.
What's going on?
Uh,
It's bizarre.
It's kind of creepy.
Is that it?
I guess there's a couple more in the... Too close for comfort. Well,
Sometimes the box is around here.
yeah. Well, these guys don't take melees too well. You can parry them like Sekiro. That took too much of my health.
Oh no.
No box.
No box.
Jeez.
I need you to speak plain, Rodriguez.
Plainly.
I told you. Call me Cynthia.
Cynthia, she's a really cool dancer. Oh, maybe it's up here.
Tawny model 9500. I am the central computer.
Nope.
Alas.
Alaska.
Fucking kidding me.
Searching for it.
Mm-hmm.
Here we are.
Here we are. This is what separates the men from the boys.
Where's
Huh.
Rodriguez? Cynthia, whoever.
She is an artificial intelligence. Rodriguez, Cynthia, is on those servers.
I think that.
Paula knew
Huh?
Come in here.
Honecker didn't know
Maybe.
that.
I was just wondering if you thought they would come in.
Yeah, let's see.
Esther,
Oh,
we need a
looks
way
like
to
it.
shut Cynthia down.
They already killed my turret. They killed it.
Executables across multiple databases. We must
Yeah, the new Lily Gladstone show. I think that's out.
Oh, under the bridge.
Under the bridge.
Or at least, I guess, one
One
episode or a
episode.
couple episodes.
Yeah.
Overload the system.
I feel like there's just like a lot because I kind of been thinking about watching Fallout. It's like no, I don't have time for that.
Oh! And before you thought that didn't look so good? Did
Yeah, I
IGN
couldn't-
sway you?
Yeah, I was definitely compelled by the positive reception, and I mean, the advertising is all over the place, or not all over the place. It's just I've been blitzed by it, so it's like, well, I do like Jackie.
Yeah! Have you
I-
ever played a Fallout game?
I got a couple of maps into New Vegas, but none of like the classics, Fallout 1, 2. And I have a copy of Fallout 3 for the 360, but it wasn't mine, and I never played it. I heard it was bad. Have you played any Fallouts?
I have not.
Hmm.
Well, because it's first-person shooter, right?
Yeah. Well, the
Not my
original
favorite.
two were like isometric kind of RPGs. And then they
Oh.
went first person when Bethesda bought the company. Just can't take it anymore.
Well, I just don't know how much closer they're gonna get.
Ah!
That was a jump scare.
Are you okay? Have you evacuated your bowels?
The sphincter is tight.
What happens if Alien is really scary? Are you going to be clawing or digging into my arm?
Oh my gosh. Maybe your thigh?
Yeah.
So you should probably start walking again?
Otherwise, it'll go right down to the bone.
Absolutely.
And that sniper.
Oh, the sniper's out there.
Yeah.
Somewhere. Somewhere!
Is that really how it is? Oh, no.
I had sent you a video. Do you need me to send it again?
Maybe. Alpha.
Are you getting yourself some ammo?
I guess I am. It's shooting into my pants.
Okay. Oh my.
Oh. Oh.
Something
Where?
happening? Ooh,
Troop buzz.
a trooper.
That sniper's right there.
And no one's dropped one of those things yet, unless those two white things are...
No. I think that we have to trigger an event. Once we get this door closed, I think that's what happens. He took a shot at me. Oh, there's one. I was wrong. That should be another. Can we just get them all here? Okay.
I wish.
I guess that wouldn't be too helpful since you can only carry one at a time, but put some mines down. Nice. Oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh, here come some bad guys.
Oh no.
Get him, Alpha. You fool.
I guess I shouldn't have come in here. This is too soon.
Yeah, it's always hard to judge this one.
And then I know there are two turrets up here.
Ah, nuts. No, no. Yeah.
That one done. Something's coming up here. Oh.
Uh-oh. Open the crate. Okay.
Let's rock.
There are forces in the universe.
Okay, manual override. So this one's all set.
Cynthia's optical network is collapsing.
Sentry deployed.
There's this one.
I did everything to discourage your advance.
Yeah, you did. Good stuff.
Where do you want to be? I mean,
Yeah, I guess we're gonna go quickly.
did you already move over?
Yeah, I am in the process. I'm going to heal though.
Looking for power force, Fireteam. Let's overload that Octon.
Got mines. Ah, come on. Mine over here. Uh-oh.
there's a big guy already.
Man, they're not messing around.
No.
Okay, I got one power core.
Did you? Okay. Where does it come from? Oh my
And it
god!
comes from the guys with the baseball caps.
Yeah.
Very good. Health item. Okay, so this is where all the flame guys are gonna come out, I assume. Oh wait, we got it?
Yes.
Oh.
I can't even believe it. Because as soon as you said, oh, it's the guy with the baseball cap, I was like, oh, look, I got one of them. See what I mean? How it's like two different experiences?
It's just a roll of the dice.
Nice job, Fireteam.
Well, we made it. We made it further than our fallen comrades. Challenge
Yes.
failed.
Even though we skipped. That's quite alright. Quick loader. Ooh, I'm up to rank 4.
Really?
How about you?
I am up to rank 4.
Yeah, this isn't like whatchamacallit, where you were always ahead of me.
Oh, what was that?
Saints Row, remember?
Saints Row. Because I
Yeah,
was
you're
playing
always
it on the off season. All the time.
Oh, made me sick. I'm gonna ask your mother if she trusts Logan after all that.
I just couldn't imagine flying, because they're about to fly out to Arizona. It's like with all the trouble. Planes right now, my gosh.
Oh dear. The poops.
The poops. That would be the worst of it. I mean, I just... Guess I should check. Has Stella sent me anything over the Instagram?
I did send you one recently. Before we started playing.
Got 3 notifications. Lester sent a post by Visit Dubai.
Ooh.
I don't think so. Troublemakers, female roundtables. Masai, girl, rewind. So this is a super slow motion video. Guys pulling a little girl out of a ball pit and throwing her away. And the look on her face.
The betrayal. Did you hear what was going on?
Here?
Here, yes. Oh God! The fact that that kid looks like that.
I know. Very funny. Very good. That was a good find.
Thank you. So I got Tom to read a couple smuts, including a hockey one, and then I'm looking that he apparently played. He has a picture of a screen of a 8-bit hockey game that he must have played, and it says it was close until I scored 11 goals in the third period. And I commented, OMG, did the smut encourage this? Oh.
Planted the seed like Inception. Who's Corporal Sylvain? Oh, this guy.
Yeah, who is Corporal Sylvain?
Non-disclosure agreement. Interesting. Wayland Tutani didn't name the facility he was assigned to. Something about molestation, his specific duties, his liabilities and penalties, and all work belongs to the company, and so on. The closest they get to describing molestation's experiments on xenomorphs is a mention of hazardous conditions.
Well, I can never tell him that you chose me, that you trusted me more.
Any right to work-based compensation. It's interesting that Dr. Honecker was unaware of Site 2. His xenoarchaeological ruins the company acquired pathogen from. 2 completely isolated task cells. each unaware of what the
Well,
other was
do you
working
want to do
on,
another one or
or
call it?
even of the other team's presence.
Uh,
Excellent operational
yeah, we're
skill.
right on the line. I could do one more. What do you think? Do you want to call it? Because I could go either way.
Oh gosh, what do you feel in yourself?
Well, I guess that could be it.
Okay.
You
We did
convinced me.
4.
Yeah, did we?
Yeah, we did the first 3 plus that one.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's good. And we didn't die.
If I didn't keep the ships anything
No,
not on the
knock
racks,
on
I
wood.
could pull out of cargo forward.
I don't have any wood. I guess I got the floor. Making some cash money.
Dun, 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 dun. Got some muzzles. Let's see. Oh, that's metal. What I got over here? Anything? Oh! Oh.
It's a real roller coaster over there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Monique, she's still going strong.
That's good. I guess I didn't come up with a name for my guy. Who's under attack. Oh.
I have to do what I have to do. Bring a death. Let's get rid of that. Let's also get rid of medevac. And
My God, I have so
something else.
much.
Oh, self-destruct sequence. Yeah, that's terrible.
No.
Yeah, not at all. What did I get? Empty husks. Headshot at least 75 pathogen husks.
Not bad.
Not really that worth it, but oh well. Well, any final words?
Final words. I think we covered it. Oh my gosh, Brink of Death.
Yeah,
We went over your scandals.
Yep. I sure did. So many scandals. I would really like you to get out more so you can bring more to the table.
I know. I could tell you about the made-up stories that.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, no incidents, even at the movies.
What would you ever do a graphic novel based off of a teacher's life?
A teacher.
Or is it all violence with you?
It's not only all violence, but it's all, and I noticed this too late, it's all about the process of murder. All of these stories are about, in some way, the psychological process of a person coming to terms with murder. But I mean, I think teachers are very interesting. I think it's one of, if not the most important job in society. And in the 4th season of The Wire, there's a teacher storyline that is the best part of that show, which makes it the best part of television. So I do think that there is precedent for it. So I mean, I would definitely consider it. Would this teacher be named Stella?
Oh gosh, I don't know. Well, we can confabulate.
Mm-hmm.
There was a story about a story idea about an architecture studio working together to murder their professor.
Oh. Who had the idea?
You know, I'm not sure if it was me or if it was my mom. You decide which one is more disturbing. So yeah,
Nice.
the studio being, the students in there, just typically like 12 to 13.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Interesting.
So in case you would like to consider that,
You'd give it to me?
I'd be your co-writer, or at the very least, you'd have to say idea by and then
Yes.
script by. Yeah. So. And don't worry, I haven't forgotten about my promised interview of you.
Yeah. You know, I decided to...
Why'd you say it like that?
Well,
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of funny. But if you look at the site now, it says where once it was Harrison Shoot, it's now what is it, Kim Jong
There
Ho?
it is. Yeah,
So,
Kim Jong Ho. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I guess that's how I'll have to introduce you, which will be strange.
I mean, I guess I'll say like, oh, my friends call me Harry, but it's also like
Jeez, yeah.
I've been on the show before.
Well, then, what your first name would be? Jung Ho.
Yes.
Okay, because family name is first. That would be mind-bending for me to conduct this
Yeah.
interview in this way, but I could do it. I could do it.
You've done it before.
Yeah.
You've done it all.
Yep. But I wonder if my viewers would think I was punking them because they'd be like, "That's clearly why is she calling him King Jong Ho?" Yeah. So I don't know, but we could always do it in person in August.
That's true. Oh my gosh, how fun!
Yeah.
Also, I mean, I guess you didn't say that your story wasn't violent, but it's funny that it's also about murder.
But it's about murder, so
Yeah.
technically there's at least a climax of violence.
Ah,
Yeah.
my favorite.
Yeah. I mean, think of all the tools that architects have. You've got the X-Acto blade. You have, all sorts of mechanisms. There are laser cutters and, all sorts of things.
Gosh.
So, yeah.
There was a movie called Cat People, where
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I think we talked about that at one point.
We have, same person, same director as I Walked with a Zombie.
Oh, yeah, I started watching that. But there was a scene where I think he's an architect and he uses like a T-square and a cross or something.
Oh, yeah. Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
So there you go. If
there
the
you
teacher is the devil, then that could be another weapon.
There you go, or a vampire, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thanks for playing. It's been so long, so it
I know.
was good for my soul.
Yes, I'm glad. And it was for me as well.
I'm so glad. Now you can consider if you want to watch a movie on Saturday.
Zero Dark 30?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I've had a hankering.
That's a
Which
weird
seems
movie.
it's a weird word to use for that particular movie, but yeah, I've been like, I kind of want to revisit that. So,
When was the last time you saw it?
in theaters. I saw it
wow.
on base with my brother when he was stationed in Norfolk.
Wow.
Yeah, so whenever it came out, that's when I saw it.
That's pretty cool.
So, so it'd be a long time, and I've seen Jessica Chastain in things since, but it'd be interesting to revisit that particular film. So.
That early role.
Oh yes. Okay, well you have a good evening, good rest of your week.
Thank you, you too.
Oh, thanks.
And keep me informed.
Oh, I will. Yes. It seems like maybe someone's going to call me tomorrow. It's just, I wish they would give me more specifics because I didn't even get a missed call because the building that I work in, just there are pockets that things do not get sent out or come in. And so I just thought, I have a voicemail. So I just hope that that is not true. But I'm not going to be able to pick up anyways. But yeah, important stuff to talk about. So.
Mm-hmm. We'll see.
Indeed. Oh, indeed.
Okay. Well,
Okie dokie.
goodbye.
Goodbye.